than that. And now for rotation, rolling around the back, it was expected. Builder's going to grab one, remove yet another rifle from the armory. Got a bonus plant here from the side of Heisey. He's going to make sure that the economy is a little bit reinforced.
Absolutely right, and that is about as good as it gets for DivisionX Gaming. They only lose a few members. They're able to convert their economy. More importantly, I believe they got the spike plant in kind of the final few breaths of that here. But for the most part, boom. This is the round that matters. They're op instantly out on Berserks as well. We saw yesterday he was a bit hesitant to use the op. In this case, maybe the confidence is there. Bear in mind, boom, they played a tournament earlier today as well. So they're both feeling very warm. But at the same time, if this goes on, the fatigue could start to set in.
What was that? That's a very early bit of utility. Oh my goodness. They do not care at all for a slow pace. They're all about claiming Shower's control, and this shows off their willingness to just be attacking A right now. Already, out comes a very early Rolling Thunder, the flash, the paint shells all, and Nizzy is keen to use the confusion to leverage himself a couple of frags. Frostmine falls on down, and still alive for Flipsider for only just an extra minute. What an execution, what a pace that was generated here by DXG and Berserks. They've got an operator. They ain't retaking A. No. That ain't happening. We got ourselves a little bit of saving time here, Kramer.
I feel pretty bad for Frostmine there. He had a perfect angle to play Trigger Discipline. He saw the first one cross. He sees the second cross and thinks, okay, there's no way a third player checks to me. But nonetheless, Jin clears it anyway. Dangerous.
Standing by that teleporter. Heisey will fall for their audacity, and gotta tell you though, Berserks makes me nervous, man. Makes me nervous.
Oh, the hunt's on. Nice jet. Oh, the timing, Harry. It is gut-wrenching, isn't it? Luckily, Nizzy is going. We won't see the jet duel just yet, but nonetheless, even if we do see it, Nizzy, he's still holding onto a banner. We saw earlier when Berserk's aggressed up through B long, Nizzy, he is quick with that Vandal, so I can only fear what he can do when he has an op in his hands. And for Boom, they're sort of at a bias fallacy where, because they have two invested weapons, they sort of feel obliged to buy something to protect them. That's why we see a few Spectres on Tebotol, and there's that Sheriff out on Frostbite. Bit of an overinvestment to go down to 1.2k, but nonetheless, it still gives you a bit of space next round. A little bit of breathing room.
Berserk wants to control a huge amount of space here, and they're going to be able to do so. Jin pokes out their head and their body, and both of them are evaporated. Oh, Berserks almost on that flick. A little bit of extra space here for Nizzy. Will they double down? Will they test this angle? Tested it is, and it's going to be affirmative for Nizzy. They've been able to seed away yet more space in Hookah. Tebodal tries their best to hold this. It's going to be a meeting of the dogs on long, but Flipside has fallen elsewhere on their flank.
That puts a lot of pressure on the Frostmind. A Sheriff? I mean, sure, he's got his divide, but does he really want to use it? A minute to toy with? Maybe they'll slow down? No. Actually, they barrel towards this site.
Ostentatious. Thundering along. A hippo in high heels. And a very well-placed Cosmic Divide right here. This is going to allow for very free movement along U-Haul. And the Seekers are going to move on forward. Tebodal is the first victim. The Aftershock here is so difficult to try and play around, and it forces Berserks once again off this angle. It's going to be a pop flash from Blaze. They're able to get the first, but Heisey's good for the trade, and they're going to grab themselves another. Heisey is activated once more, and I'll tell you what, Heisey's been a surprisingly high-fragging member of DXG all the way through this event.
Berserks, oh, he is being properly chased. They really want to get this this AWP off Berserks. He's good for one, he sees the second. That'll be that. It's fine to take it. Heisey, really strong round on his part. Berserks, so crushing to consider how long he's had that off, but more importantly, how much mileage he got from it. He didn't do much in the pistol round. Every kill since then has been off the back of those ops. And now, for that to be dropped to Dizzy, I mean, you've seen how effective that jet can be with it. Berserks, not going to invest anything into this round. He wants to bring out his knives. The ult management is definitely going in favor of Boom. Bear in mind, we saw a very early Rolling Thunder from Attacker. For the time being, though, Boom, they don't have momentum. These last 3 have been very convincing for DXG, and we said in the pre-game, this has to be one-sided to show the difference in kind of top and bottom of this group. The fact that DXG are keeping this so close, in fact, even in the lead, is going to be frightening.
Oh, yeah, that's the op we appropriated. It's our op now. And all alone on B is Blaze versus what could be a pinch of 3 or 4 if a breach decides to join them. Down comes for utility to try and clear through this area. They can hear the boombot slowly moving its way in. There is the blast pack. Blaze is trying to avoid this, and unfortunately, while afflicted with the vulnerable, body shots are more than enough. And Flipside has already expended their paint shells here for zone control, so he can't use it to clear hookah.
This feels like it feels like a sort of repeating theme right now, which is Boom being players down, DXG moving to a site, Frostbite alone in showers, and having to go for a hero play if Boom want any chance of winning this round. I'm seriously impressed with DXG right now, bearing in mind that, yeah, as we said, statistically, they should be getting destroyed right now. Look at that flash. That is a perfect little hawk.
Frostbite just ate that.
And Frostbite, the audio cue's there. He's just got to get the hell out of there.
All right, in comes the showstopper, but will the show go on if you're a Boom fan? Caught in this for now. Still, they didn't even know where Myrtle is. They have a guess, and it works out well. Frostmind manages to peer out of the smoke. Gets 1, 2, 3 even. Frostmind could be the backbone that's needed as they were in the pistol round. But unfortunately, they just cannot beat out Attacker. And we've got to admit, DXG, it's been a bit of a rough tournament for them. They've only won 1 map, but that map they won was Bind.
The fact that DXG have found the map that they're good at, bearing in mind that they have had some pretty poor results. They haven't quite had the level of Todak where they've been 13-2'd, but they haven't been making it close in a lot of their games. So the fact that they've been able to find a map that is sort of turned into a pocket pick. Bear in mind, Bind is quite an unsuspecting map against DXG, because you kind of see their history on Icebox and Haven, and you think, Bind, they probably got lucky on it once. But no, these guys are just nuts on it.
Oh, my op is much bigger than yours, even if it is a pistol. Getting rid of Nizzy. So important. You know what? I think that's a shuffling out there of the operator from Yes I Can. Good presence of mind to make sure that won't fall into the enemy hands easily.
Bit of aggression in main now, but Jin, he's just making noise. It's only 1 player. They can't risk a full rotation, and actually this may shake him a bit. A player down, they haven't had the circumstance yet, and it's down to them to make up for it. Bear in mind, they've been using a lot of their ults on cooldowns, so they do have the Seekers. That's it, really, as to what to throw into this round. I love how Boom now re-aggress into toilets.
Showers is populated, but the Seekers are going to reveal them. They have to try and move on through. Yes, I Can is going to be waylaid for a moment. And now the full execute comes on in. Can Semoga win the duel? No, they can't. Called to action are so many. And Flipside is going to be able to get a rifle off the back of that. The Aftershock is going to take away the space they have to work. And bullets will take away the vitality they had within their veins. Right now, only a tiny bit of health remaining on both Flipsider and on Berserks, but still they have a man advantage. Berserks will fall, and Blaze now has to try and make their way into U-Haul, where they know multiple members of this post plant are. The flash is good. Jin is solid. And the Sheriff can't do too much here, but it's a little bit of damage to the economy.
That's a really well-recovered round from DXG, but bear in mind, as you mentioned, that was Sheriffs. The fact that they got 3 players is going to worry DXG a little bit. They've won rounds, sure, and in most of them they have had a spike plant, but that doesn't give them sort of economic immortality just yet. They do still need to watch out for what they're buying and what they're not, and in this case, the fact that you've lost 3 players to Sheriffs in a round that you should have just stomped, that's going to be teetering on unacceptable for them.
Berserks is doubling down, baby. The operator's back. The old trusty Ion. There is the confirmation of presence. The bird cards. And now they know someone's here. Oh, surely they don't walk this. They walk this. They walk this. That's Eaton Flash. And Nizzy is absolutely demolished. What a pop from Blaze.
That is perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Bit of aggression comes in, and well, for Boom, they now have to sort of sit tight, hold. Man advantage has been established, and honestly, Blaze, he has been insane with his flashes for most of the tournament. I think he's the most common Skye we see quite a lot. And for Frostmind, it's his supporting players' turn to have a crack at this. I think for Semoga, he sort of ruled a main out, just off limits. So Fountains is real. Sorry, Showers is going to be where the true fight is.
I love a division of resources here, but Frostmind's actually been abandoned by themselves. We're going to go into a 1 versus 2. They get on the first. Can they get the second? Yes, like has fallen so low. The clip is going to give over even more now, but still 2 players are alive. Semoga. They need to be cautious. They don't want to lose this Viper's Pit, but there's no way to cross back over to it. They'd have to go into Heizi's crosshair, and they've got to beat Yes I Can first. They run. The spike is dropped, and Semoga can go back into their goo to make sure they're a touch safer. 2 weapons will be saved here, but Boom, crucially, they've broken the streak.
I'm glad they've been able to break it now. We have seen a lot of halves start with Pissed Round being 1 and then just wipes off the back of that. With the time being, the XG, they're not going to have any economic woes for a while. Nizzy's going to bring out an op of his own, though. This is the first time we've seen him invest in the op, so he's going to really have a crack to see if he can, well, in this case, duel Berserks, which is going to be great because both of these players have been constantly taking this little engagement on Fountain. I mean, sure, there have been a few dirty tricks like those Skyhawks, but for the most part, it's op on ops, jet on jets, as they both back off. That duel, delayed for the time being.
Impressive. Nizzy just straight up takes these. Oh, it's not good on the aim. An exchange of dogs here. We're going to need a double vet down here. Stats. Out comes the bird. But playing within this for Pop Flash is so well done. Jin falls on down elsewhere after having to move in onto the site. It's a massacre thus far. Boom seem to have got their mojo back, and that much is for certain. Blaze gets themselves 3, and the mojo has returned.
They're relatively unscathed as well. They went through that round. I mean, sure, they were concussed a bit. They were knocked about a bit, but they didn't really take damage. That was a really solid round, and unfortunately for them, there was a bit of an investment from both sides. It means that Frostmind is down to only a Spectre, but more importantly, the XG, their economy that a while ago we said wasn't quite yet at immortality. We're about to see why it's proven to be mortal, because right now Jin, he's down to just a judge. Sheriff's on Yes I Can. It's not a pretty sight, and sure, the Jet brings out their knives, but is it enough to make up for your team's lack of firepower?
Nizzy with the knives on bind A. What will they do? Trying to take care of U-Haul here. It is going to be cleared already. Nizzy has missed too many of these knives, and so it's all down to the judge, but it's already been taken away. Nizzy just randomly falls to a grenade set out by Flipsider, but Yes I Can is still dangerous with that Sheriff. The Pop Flash isn't ready to go just yet, but now it's going to be backed up by good old Blaze. The numbers aren't reassuring at the moment for the side of Boom. But Berserks, from up here, is in a great position to try and make something work. Beautiful oversight of the operator. I hear the judge again.
The Rolling Thunder's considered by Attacker as well. Is he going for it?
It may well be the case. Go for a fault line instead. Try to deliver a stun, the flash as well, and then they'll walk the smoke. But Blaze, they've just held. They've held on the defuse, and hey, at least one person will survive with a judge in hand. Heizi, give it back to Jin. Look what I've returned to you, my king. I brought it back for you.
For you, my love. I quite like how Attacker, for a moment, he was like, I can use the Rolling Thunder, and I can absolutely delay this bomb plant, maybe have a fight for the round. But he held back, with the idea being that he needs his team for that Rolling Thunder. He wants to play it with...
Did Jin just shake their head when they got the thing thrown at them?
That was amazing.
I don't want to do it again, Mum.
I heard the note, so I don't want to fight him. Well, he's supposed to fight him. That's what happens. Poor Jin. He knew his death was coming. That was acknowledgement, that head shake. Look what you did to me. Oh, my. Oh, Predator. Walks the wall. And... well, walking the wall may sound like they're non-corporeal, but those bullets, they hit like they are real. And now, a little dalliance into Hookah. Show me what you got. Well, you might have a bullet in your chest. Berserks misses that.
And the second one's going to get out with full health. I don't think you test that one again, especially when you don't have the spike. Speaking of which, the spike's about to roll its way into showers, and Flipsider and Frostmine, they've maintained their presence here. That's a lovely flick, and that's a good refrag right there. Frostmine has the spike in hand now.
Back up. Have to be very careful. Those squids, they've ruined it. They've completely revealed his position. More importantly, the other squid's going to hit his teammate. That's the location of both of them known. For Blaze, all he has to do is survive. This is a perfect spot for him. He may even flash out for his teammate.
Has to be careful not to get the team flash. There we go. Lovely little swing right there. Yes, I can. Wants to trade 1 for 1, but Frostmine always in position. We've talked about Frostmine as like, wasn't always the top fragger, but was always a great supporting player.
Yeah.
And these kinds of refrags are exactly what we mean by that.
Yeah, the same for Heisey, actually. Both Astras are having a great game at the moment. And it's kind of funny to think, considering how much we've been looking at Berserks going aggressive with that op. Nizzy with those knives trying to take that duel with him. But actually, they're sort of mid-table at the moment. Nizzy currently bottom fragging in the server. Yes, these Astras that have just been insane. There's a lot of ults ready to use for the final round of this first half. Flip side, he may be able to get his up, same for Berserks, but there's a guarantee on both the Showstopper, the Seekers, and more importantly, that Rolling Thunder on Attacker.
Blaze picks up the ult orb on B long. This has consistently been... Oh, the Trailblazer through TP. Could it be? Oh, the boon of info could be coming for Blaze here. They see two. They know that one was there and the other shot at them. And so Flipsider and Frostmine, they have to decide if they want to double on down here. They're unable to avoid the incoming stuns. The Showstopper's added 2. Where will it land is the question. It gets itself a double. Hey, guys, hanging out back there. Don't mind if I just clean up, do you? Flipsider
Ace.
for themselves. And can they grab the ace? Because Heisey's on their way, and they've got a date with Destiny. And Destiny strikes an ace.
Flipsider, what a reaction there. Showstopper after Showstopper. There's paint everywhere. There's bodies dismembered, but it doesn't matter. Flipsider, he stands victorious, responding to an incredible round. And with that, he's going to give his team a 7-5 lead on, bear in mind that Bind is ever so slightly defenders sided. It's slight, but it is defenders sided. So a 7-5 is really quite a good scoreline to be facing. For DXG, this round, I mean, they sort of need the pistol round. They won the pistol round earlier, so hoping to mimic that success and hope that it gives them a chance to at least nullify that lead, kind of pin it in the bud before it spirals out of control.
Streaks of 5 rounds for both teams here as well. A second that Boom got themselves back into a position where they could consistently buy. They were able to double down on the damage done on multiple rounds. As usual, the Sky will be trying to control B long, but can Yes I Can outduel Berserks? Could be a critical question. Will they put much more into here when it comes to utility as well? They hear the boom bot. They know that Hookah is about to be controlled, and the paint shells as well gives over even more information, and so they back off slightly on this area. The Trailblazers will exchange information, and they'll see, I imagine, that Attacker 1 is here as well. They could double down through this teleporter, just yeet themselves away, but the spike is once again floating with a 20 HP raise over towards B.
Gonna be calling Nizzy to action now. Nizzy, quite a game. Heisey, an insane game so far. Let's see if they can, as a duo, coalesce into two average players, at least for this game. As the attack's coming. The first casualty.
Oh, that's some lovely pathing, but Heisey just knows, dude, the concussion is good. For one way, it's working against you. Nizzy just ducks on under, and now Blaze has to make it all happen by themselves. They're joined by Berserks as everyone coalesces. But Flipsider, hey, you guys rotating? They've decided to make a risky move onto B with 20 HP. They will be discovered by that bird. And now they need to survive the plant. Remember, 20 HP remains. They can't really take much when it comes to these pistol shots. Can't take down the Boombot either, and Yes I Can is so fast when it comes to these rotations. Elbow belongs to me, and so too does this spike diffuse.
Oh, Harry, this is really close for something that shouldn't be. DXG, they are really impressing me at the moment, and honestly, a spectacular bit of teamwork there to have both Heisey and Nizzy go into that one way. There's an instant fight from Heisey onto the player who tries to push through it. He then joins his teammate. They swing together into the one way and then just take the 1 versus 2 on Frostmine to, fortunately, their own one way works against them. A really, really nice spot of teamwork from DXG, and that shows some really effective communication for that to work. Looking at the buy, a lot of Spectres on DXG. No Marshals, no, none of that. We don't want snipers. We want the things that go boom and at short range. Has boom, a couple of pistols here or there to try and stop them. That will be very effective.
Interesting tidbit about both of these teams. We had to see anyone really commit bodily on the defense to holding hookah. We've seen dalliances out there with things like operators, but when it comes to actually physically holding it with the body, both teams have been quite reluctant. They're aware of how much damage these raises can do, and the respect there is obvious. That is going to be a stun given on over. They can't really follow up on it due to the bird. Yes, I can now. They need to be refragged at least. No baits allowed, boys and girls. The sheriffs will take their men, but that's going to be just a bunch of fire moving through. The breach is caught with utility in hand, but Jin gets everything they want and just a touch more as well. Spamming away with the Spectre. Only 2 clips left. They know that Berserks is out there grabbing that orb, a touch closer towards the knives. Dare they move through the smoke? Do they know the timing on this? The first spray is good. They blast back along. Nizzy's round the back, and Jin is unstoppable.
I mean, fair enough to him. What a round that was. And what's really interesting for DXG is that, honestly, for Jin, that was all confidence. That is the confidence boost you like to see. And more importantly, for Boom, they made that really close. Kind of heart-crushing for Attacker. He did, I think he flashed 4 out of the 5 people there, and it was the 5th one that just happened to be a point blank. So, a bit soul-crushing for him, but nonetheless, it was an effective flash. And getting that effective utility is all you need as a breach. You know, he's really using the character very damn well. For Nizzy, though, look at this aggression already on A.
Oh, Nizzy wants those close-range duels in these narrow corridors. It's where the Spectre doesn't feel as if it's at a disadvantage against the rifles. 2 concussions given over, but Frostmind, as usual, is ready for the refrag. They need to remain cautious about the huge amount of space that's been claimed by Nizzy. It's all about the fast execute here as Berserk moves on in. Can they win the first? All converting onto the second is Flipsider. And once again, I have to point out Nizzy. They still have someone in elbow. Yes, I can potentially pop flash out of here in 8 seconds, but it's revealed their location. Now it's time for Nizzy with the contact. They get the first, they know exactly where the second is because they can see the rifle poking on out. Frostmind is identified. The spray is well done, but Flipsider is unforgiving when it comes to these. Down to a 2-2 is not good enough for Boom. Blaze needs to win. They're up against a Sheriff. And they hear the running. They can't win against the Sheriff. No, yes, I can. You don't get to win this. Not against the rifles. It's simply impossible. Will the Vietnamese magician be able to do it? The answer is once again no, as Flipsider has to take matters into their own hands. It's been it's not been a great game for Daybodal.
It hasn't. That round was not pretty at all. That was the bonus of DXG. The bonus. For Boom, that is not going to leave them in a comfortable
frenzy
position.
on deck, baby.
Yeah, there is a frenzy
with knives.
Out it is, but like, is the thing. You know, just because the captain's on deck, even if you salute, that doesn't make you a captain. We've got a really, really tough position for Boom now, where they've, yes, they can invest. Yes, they won the round, but they're at such a weak buy comparative, purely because they allowed DXG to essentially get away with that bonus.
Okay, new vibe here from Daybodal. They're going for a lurk here instead. And Nizzy's positioned themselves within the teleporter.
Here.
Will it be noted, though? I'm sure they heard it.
They did hear it. They did react, but it could have been a boom bot because Jin, he's about to send one of his through as well. Like a bait and swing.
Oh my goodness, Berserks gets that done, and that's going to refresh their knives right here, as well as give them a Vandal to try and play with. U-Haul is what they want to control. They'll continue moving on forward into the link. Now they'll meet Yes I Can. It's difficult to try and win that, and yes, that is for Vandal that they recovered lost. Maybe they could have handed that off, but it doesn't matter because their friends are dead anyway. Driven out of cover by the Aftershock is more than enough. Nizzy's on such a long flank right now, but you have to worry about the more immediate threat of Heisey, who's going to be pinching in from this side. Can they defeat Blaze? The answer's no. What a good turn from Blaze to make sure they weren't going to be blinded. Still, Nizzy has picked up the pace now. They've actually used their dash to move on in. They need to check the same angle from which Blaze killed their friend. And that's an easy wall bang headshot. DXG, they are keeping this tight.
They are really looking very good as a team as well. Like, where Boom seem to excel is when they're 2 versus X. They work really well with each other when it's just them and something. That's why their pushes on B short, or when they were on their defender's side with both Nizzy and Yes I Can. Oh, sorry, with Blaze and Berserks, that was so good, because they could just push off, use the flash, get the kill back off. When it comes to sort of broader scale strategy, where you have to rely on 5 different sets of abilities, they end up they fumble a little bit, and DXG are so effective at shutting that down. I mean, now we end up with a position for DXG where we're going to see Yes I Can run rampant with the judge, and Nizzy, I mean, all these had to commit to this with a couple of knives.
Here.
A change in strategy. We talked earlier about how few people had committed bodily to hookah. That's where Yes I Can is, with a judge in hand. And I think it's fair to say, when it comes to the cleanliness of executes, it's definitely been all about DXG. They've been much better at that. But look at T-Bodle, they are just in so deep. Unfortunately, hit there by Nizzy. And Nizzy wants to go and grab that Spectre. Grabby hands towards the gun. The eco here for the side of Boom is, it's not glorious, but it's slightly damaging, at least to Heisey.
Oh, that one blade, not quite gonna land. It would have been impressive, right? But for Frostbite, it'll be slowly picked off. For DXG, they take the lead in this game. Harry, what on earth is happening? A full buy is going to ensue from Boom. Sure, we may even see the op on Berserks, if he considers the glass cannon, and I think for a moment he was there, just not buying, but yes, he's going to go for the investment as well. Now, rifle on sort of fragmented bonus, again, DXG. They're putting themselves in positions where even if they lose, they're still winners. Because, like, Jin, he's got a judge. He doesn't care if he loses it. Nizzy's on a Spectre. This isn't the full buy. This isn't DXG at critical capacity right now. And because of that, they can still continue to go for kind of quirky, forwarded plays. And look at this push through A now.
Heisey's been identified. They need to use the smoke to cover themselves. The Trailblazer is going to be coming on through as well. The concussion is delivered, but from the back, Jin delivers some explosive ordnance. They're traded out by Berserks, and Berserks again and again is called upon to be the one who bails out Boom, but they're unable to do so when they can't cleanly aim onto Heisey. The spikes your walkabouts populating towards A, but they are quite loud with their movement. And Attacker 1, the jig is going to be up incredibly soon. Up comes the Toxic Cloud to obfuscate the plant, and Attacker 1 is yet to reveal their location on site, so they may not be noted.
He could go in and get that ult orb as well.
No, it's going to have dissipated with the spike having been planted. They need to check their back for a moment. Trailblazer goes into U-Haul. They likely will have seen 2. The fault line is good. It stuns up multiple players, but T-Bodle is able to strike on back. This needs to be when they come alive. There's the Rolling Thunder that they wanted off the back of a frag. But Frostbite is still good enough to win at least one of those duels. And a 1 versus 1, T-Bodle can just play for time here. Oh my!
It's not messy. It's not clean, Harry. It's messy, but it works, right? It's not the journey. It's the destination. And Semoga, yeah, he won the round for him. He takes the 1v1. Look at the ult usage for Boom as well. 4 ready to be used, and these are some fairly, round-changing ults. You've got that Divide by Frostbite. You've got the Pit from the Viper. Over on DXG, they have the sort of counter divide, which seems to have been saved for Frostmines, but because Frostmine hasn't expended it, means the entirety of Boom can build theirs up, and once again, look to try and fight for hookah.
9-9. It's exciting for DXG. Very much so. Heisey once again. Oh, that is not the bounce they were. Flipsider! They just got out the showstopper! Heisey says absolutely not. I refuse to allow this. No. This is a no showstopper zone, mate. The show must go on. And the show. It's an evening with Heisey.
An evening with Heisey. A dance with the highs. As Jin, he's going to be accompanied by Nizzy. Both players sort of playing a bit of a retake setup on A for the most part. Slowly clearing L block, just trying to get round lamps. And for Jin, for the most part, it is going to be a matter of just shoulder peeking. The second he ends up seeing Tabotal as well, that may just invigorate the entire rotation of the DXG side. But being a man up, they can't risk overcommitting.
2-2 split at the moment. And now, having thrown a bunch of utility into A, there's going to be yet another exchange. Okay.
Strong bit.
Cosmic Divide. Oh, Jin is caught. Cosmic Divide and the Viper's Pit as well means that this is going to be one of the safest plants you've ever seen. And Tabotal's just going to be able to rat up in the corner for now. The potential for a retake is going to be limited because no more access to that Rolling Thunder. Attacking one dips in, dips out, just taking snacks, taking bite-sized chunks of action. And Nissy's taking down Frostmind. That could be absolutely critical as Nissy tries to stay above the water, above the pit. Tabotal's all by themselves. They see the first, they see the second, but unfortunately they cannot convert on all four. It's too much was asked of Tabotal.
What is happening, Harry? Like, what is actually happening? DXG are looking so strong, and that's a really clean retake. They have the divide, the pit as well, all committed to that fight. DXG, they went into that with the counter divide from Heisey, and that's it. But it doesn't matter, that's all they needed. With a wonderful round, not only have they won this, guaranteeing themselves an economy for next round, but more importantly, they've completely reset Boom. Sure, the spike plant helps them, but that's helped them in the set Spectre for a semi-decent buy rather than a full eco.
A little bit of something in the back pocket. What can Berserks do? The answer's nothing. Catch a bullet from attacker, what? Maybe. Hey, son, catch this bullet. Oh, go long, Dad.
Oh, flip sider. What can he do here? That's about to fade as well.
When this falls, they need to be quick on the trigger. They're going to be going up against Jin. That's not ideal. They've seen where Jin is. Have they been noted themselves is the question. Jin's already grabbed to one man. You can see that the flashpoint is ready to go in attacker one's hands. Out goes the grenade. That forces out the utility early, and Flipsider drowns in a hail of bullets through a wall. Frostmind with a spike, a classic, and a dream. Tabotal. What a position they've gained. Nissy had no idea. How was that not fed back? Because someone else died on this site. Heisey died elsewhere, and they just did not tell Nissy that the approach would be coming from Tabotal. What a betrayal.
Tabotal seems to have found a opening here. Caught out by Jin means there's a bit less of an opening, but for now, Frostmind, this becomes winnable for him.
No stars. Uh, 41 HP remains. They're stunned up. They managed to turn the blind. A headshot will not be delivered. His body shot's all the way down, but attacker one finds the right timing to turn the pressure up on that door. And they will get themselves a defuse. DXG, I can't believe it. They are almost a match point against Boom. Against Boom. These guys have won one map so far.
What is happening, Harry? What is happening?
Vietnam #1?
Apparently so. You want to know something interesting as well? Boom, even though they're second in the group, they've only won one game. They draw a lot. So if Boom end up going into another tie, their positioning in this group is going to end up seriously slipping if the likes of, say, Kingsman, who are on next, end up winning their game.
And Kingsman are going to be pretty confident today.
Yeah.
They're going up against Todak, I believe, and Todak also have only won a singular map. The judge, oh, it rings out, and yes, I can, is forced into the corner by those pate shells on pain of death. But this isn't the only angle we have to worry about. The pinch is coming in from Berserks, and this is fallen down elsewhere. The spike's still left in market. Just evenly distributed pressure, and Berserks has been able to find themselves a nifty little lurk location. Look where Tabotal is. Oh, surprise! It's me, the Viper, coiled up in your back line, ready to destroy. The only real threat at the moment is a strangely timed lurk from Heisey, but it's going to be going towards the wrong side at the moment because the spike has listed its way over to B. They've killed 2 people on A.
Look at this read from attacker.
Oh, Tabotal, though. Will they expect Tabotal to be here? Oh, they did expect it, but Tabotal was just different, baby.
What can Yes I Can do? He's got a judge.
Yeah, it's not going to be great.
is to throw legislation at them and hope it changes something. But that's about it.
My legal code, you rascals.
You're in breach of subsection C of the 19th.
You're nicked, mate.
Into the slammer. As boom, they're going to be able to get away with a very clean round. Everyone's left alive. You've got the ult build on Berserk, so gets knives out next round. It will leave Tabotol and Blaze to one away from theirs. Most importantly, though, Frostbine's ready with the divide, so the second attacker drops that Rolling Thunder. The counter utility will be there for Boom, and that safety net is really going to give them a bit of confidence as they try to fight for the 11-11 equalizer.
I don't think that DXG want to fight here. The economy is not looking great, and Yes I Can has been able to find a rifle on one of their fallen comrades and bring that into their own hands. All safe from the teleport for now. Neither team is... Oh, no.
What? Frostbite. Well, what can he do other than say nice shot? Like, that was naughty. That was naughty, Harry. Behave yourself. Children watching. Wow. I'm just gobsmacked. What a shot that was. And hey, that's the confidence builder. But DXG, they still don't have a full bite. There's that op on Nizzy, which needs to do a lot of heavy lifting because there's only 2 Spectres to fill some of the gaps that have been left with the economy. Jin, a lot of the QCLU's going to try and get a bit of damage with those paint grenades. Fortunately, they fall a bit short as the entirety of Boom stack up outside this B site.
Flipsider, slightly going to be on them to try and clear this area, but seems they'll leave Hookah unperturbed for now and go for a little bit of an adventure down B long. Presence confirmed, an exchange of birds. I think that first one was actually a friendly blind, but there's nothing friendly about the ordnance that's coming out now. A couple of Seekers will block a couple of shots and reduce the damage incoming for members of DXG. And the smoke clears.
Oh,
the
that
Rolling Thunder is actually used into Fountain.
That's a really unique
That's a great
commitment.
usage there of the...
Oh, look at them abandon this as well. They've just let they had the spike for ages. They've just left it. Look at the amount of time that's going to buy them now as Boom have to re-clear everything.
They know someone's got to pick it up. Flipside is going to take a nick to the knee for it. But will they dive through TP? With that smoke gone, they will be noticed as they move across. And Nizzy, when they notice, Nizzy pulls the trigger. It's come down to a 3 versus 2. Tabertle has to move out of the way after being concussed, but he can't take this fight just now. An attacker one, a lot is going to come down to them. The aftershock needs to be lined up. It could potentially stop a plant. And now, time is the enemy of this side. Can Boom hold this? They just need to hold down the plant. Frostmine will get it down, but attacker one is just... they're just fast on their feet, and they have plenty of time to try and make this work. Tabertle actually was the one who got the plant, so they're going to be able to grab themselves access to that Viper's Pit. But, I mean, for up against match point, little wins, little wins.
I really like how Attacker went about that round. I'm not sure if you saw when he put down that aftershock. He then went over to the back line and just spammed the wall between what would have been the site and that Radiant box. Just spams it as much as he can. He does a bit of harassment damage. Then it forces them to plant inside the tube where he can just swing and kill them. A really, really smart play from Attacker there. And it leaves Boom having to consider what on earth do they do next, because that was ruthless.
2 flashes on B long and an elevated operator to try and control A. A pop of a Blaze Storm here, but not from Nizzy. Instead, from the potential entry of Berserks, it is going to be operator versus operator. Blaze Storm might be of a little bit less use to Berserks for now. And they have been able to draw over some additional rotations. The spike is uncommitted thus far, Kremer.
So if he gets this opening on the jump spotting, yes I can. He's going to get so much value out of it. Bit of a team flash. It's a nice way to start.
Yeah. No dramas.
Just shrug it off. You'll learn.
Oh, flip side, it goes up high. Look at this elevated position. Oh, they could get the drop. Oh, what was that? What was that? Ban him! Ban him, ban him, ban him, ban him, ban him, ban him, ban him.
What? I assume he killed him in midair. That was a nutty shot.
mid-air catch on a jump spot. It wasn't even a repeated jump spot either. Nizzy, no more op, mate. Tiboodle's taking that away. But Heisey might be able to recover it. You know what? Heisey has the privilege of just being able to hold this up, go find a nice little cubby, have a little cry and a biscuit.
And as he just sits back, yeah, there's a bit to work with. For the most part, the players of Boom, they can't really risk too much of a hunt. They don't have too much cash in the bank, so it is going to be, for now, Heisey, he gets a breath just to calm down, relax, look at the utility of the next round, and bear in mind that Frostmind and Tiboodle will be having their ults ready. That Viper's Pit can be so effective in it after plan. But Nizzy, with knives ready to be used, he may not need to invest too much into this next round.
Oh,
that won't be an op, though.
Nose. You don't get to keep that op. I refuse to allow these shenanigans. And Berserks deals some significant damage to the economy here. And now, you got to buy down to 0 if you're DXG, right? Because you either win this round or you go to overtime.
Nizzy going to have those knives to play with, but it's heartbreaking to see that their economy is in such tatters, considering how hard they fought to win this game. They're now left with Nizzy having to go for a hero play if they want any hope going into this. However, I love the aggression. Frostmind, he's expecting it, though.
Frostmind does expect it, but they're still up against a Blade Storm. Never an easy gunfight against someone as accurate as Nizzy. Look at this. Deep lurk from Tiboodle. Very, very, very cheeky. And Nizzy's getting even more frisky. They will walk the market. What bargains do you have for me? Oh, 2 for 1 on headshots.
Yeah, that's a bit of a discount. Might as well pick yourselves up some. And, well, Attacker, he wants some of the action. Black Friday deal.
I mean, surely they're not still holding this. But they are. Nothing comes for free, though. And Flipsider falls to Heisey. They were so close to that showstopper as well. That could have been a huge sieging tool. However, attacker number advantage and gun advantage is nothing to sniff at.
Heisey, one away from getting that divide as well. He desperately needs that kill onto Blaze. Can't convert it, though, but Berserks falls instead. Now things look very, very dicey indeed.
This is starting to get very, very worrying. DXG could convert a round in which they lost 2 people so early. Blaze, it's my turn with the operator, they would claim. Out comes the Flash, but the Flash isn't great in the hands of someone with such a hard weapon to ready. Yes, I can is checkmated here, and this is going to be a mad sprint now to A because time is not on their side. Ice here on Frostmind. It should be an easy plant. They can get to the second default here, but they're not even going to get the chance to because Jin is caught by Blaze on their way through. And here, Kremer, in our first map of the day at the Royal SCA Challenge presented by ePulse, we have ourselves an overtime.
We rarely see overtimes in this sort. I think we've had one so far in our starting day as well. But this is our second, and honestly, it could absolutely go either way. The fact that DXG have made it this close is just breathtaking. However, Boom, they've been playing some incredible Valorant to try and make sure that this side of DXG don't upset them. Bear in mind, Boom, they are battered, they are weary. They've played in 2 separate tournaments today. This is their 3rd. These are some battle-hardened faces right now, and the fact that they're still holding off DXG is something to really marvel in.
There's been a lot of Valorant occurring today for Boom. And look at that. A barrage of utility to try and clear out the toilets. Usually I'd use a plunger, but hey, if you want to use the infinite force of the cosmos, more power to you, mate.
I suppose it's going to be a bit more effective than a plunger, isn't it?
Shin falls down first. That's going to make this hit a little bit more difficult to execute about those blast packs. Nizzy knows where Frostmind is, and Frostmind's careful to just quickly reposition themselves into U-Haul and control this space. The Razors are traded. Many people sit now outside of A, all 4 of the attackers, and that leaves Berserks all alone on B site. In comes a blind. Tiboodle needs to do what they can to trade out here. It's a good start. It means a miss on the dog. They're caught with a snake bite in hand, and the plant will be given over by Heisey. Frostmind is just turning on the spot, and they don't know where to look at the moment. They're so worried about getting flanked upon, but Berserks has got their back, and if you want someone at your back, it's going to be this Jet from Boom. But speaking of people at your back, it's Heisey on the flank. That's why you were worried about the back of U-Haul, because it was unchecked, and Heisey found the perfect timing.
The U in U-Haul stands for unguarded flank, because Heisey, he just takes one Angel after another. Swings on the first, that should have been the warning to the other two to finish up that Angel quickly and turn to the flanker. But no, he's just too quick. 1, 2, 3, off the bounce. Now one away from victory. And for Boom, on their attacking side, this is going to be a tall order to try and topple a very confident DXG.
Attacker 1 has really come alive today as well. We've seen some great utility. I remember, pretty good on the defense were DXG. Flipsider catches a stun. Backs off for now. There has been some utility used here by Nizzy, but nothing too much to worry about. And so, you know what? We've had our poke at B, we've had our fun. Let's pick up the spike and maybe head over to A, boys.
I mean, Heisey, he in himself is a dangerous opponent to face, considering how effective he's been all game. Not just on the Astra abilities, but on the kill count. I tell you what, top fracking the entire server at the moment. He is looking so strong. Can he repeat it though, Harry? This is where it matters.
Heisey turns away from the flash, maintains their eyesight, but can they maintain their nerve when it comes to these duels? No, they can't. Flipside is just too damn good when it comes to those entries. But Jins all by themselves, they drown under the combined forces of two members of Boom. And now a 5-3 in the post plant. There's no worries about dying to the spike. There are plenty of worries when it comes to dying to attacker 1. On Overwatch here from the high ground. They've got themselves a great angle to play with, but only one bullet in the chamber. It comes over to the other members of this roster to try and clear out these spaces. What can Nizzy do here? They move forward with a Phantom, but Yes I Can's already ahead of a curve. Can the second be gained? Yes! Berserk dies midway through the dash. They tap at the spike, but Frostmind and Blaze come from different angles, and the crossfire is too much for one little jet to deal with. Double overtime.
For a moment, the starter line there for DXG. That retake almost looked very attainable. Unfortunately, they're not quite able to dig it over the line there. The teamwork from both the Raze and the Sky at the end were just able to overwhelm their opposition in that. For now, this round is going to be quite important. It looks like both teams winning their attacking side. That means whoever wins the defenders round first is more than likely going to be winning this string of overtime. That's usually how the momentum works. And for Jin, puts a lot of pressure on him now to try and get this opening as he sort of holds this hookah push single-handedly.
A lot lays on Jin's fingers. Can they convert the attacking round again? It feels like it's an attacker's game at the moment. And there's a little bit of a listing, a little bit of a lean over towards B, but you need to be mindful of Nizzy here. A space-claiming flank.
Oh, they haven't been able to kill anyone just yet. Instead, on the shoulder peaks, on the little glances, they're trying to find a member of DXG just so they can work with the info, because Boom, they've been so effective going 2-man hit squads, getting a man advantage and falling off. In this case, because DXG have been so withdrawn, it's almost impossible to find info to work with. However, those stars may be a pretty good precursor as to what's to come.
Would you dare see Frostmind dive through the TP? There could be time to do so, but Nizzy's already given over the pressure. The defenders on A are reluctant to try and rotate in, but that's because they know the Flipside has got this. Flipside finds their man 3 times over, and Blaze has picked up the remnants.
Let's
the
go.
aim on this Raze is supernatural.
This Flipsider, he has had a fairly strong game so far. On the Raze, he's definitely been combating with Jin, and honestly, this is where you want to have your star play, isn't it? In overtime, on your defensive side, you now move to the side that appears to have been favoured in overtime. As an attacker, can you get to a site? Can you close it out? 15-13. More importantly, can you shatter the dreams of DXG, who for a very long time there looked like they were about to embarrass you with a victory on Bind?
A double play into showers here from DXG. It was mostly the defense of Frostmind and Flipsider, sometimes combined with Blaze, that would control this area. Once again, it's going to be a battle for B long. An exchange of birds, a classic gift in Morocco, I imagine. And yeah, when blinded, they know they just have to escape this. Will they launch? Will they fall into the trap of Jin? Berserk doesn't really want to double down on this, and for now, it remains a slow default.
I like how Ginny just doesn't have to worry just yet. He backs off, but the main man who may be pressured here is Heisey now on Nyoba. I may have heard the rotations there. I believe at least Flipside have made a bit of noise, but
They put down 2 stars, Kremer.
They're going
and
around
it
the
drew
world.
over attacker 1.
Nizzy, the other so important here.
Nizzy's playing with fire, caught in the gravity well. Will they have to use the dash to escape? The first port of call is going to be the dash, surely. They're left with 21 HP, punished for their transgressions, and a whole host of Boom players could claim the map right here. They could stomp DXG into the ground. They need to plant first, but the Aftershock is going to stop that from happening. Attacker 1 has bought a touch more time for everyone else to rotate over, and that means that Jin and Heisey are going to be available. Flipsider is stopped from doing the plant, and now how do you get the plant in a 4 versus 4? You're surrounded on all sides, so easily wall bangable. Jin finds another one with a grenade, and I think that this one's all over for the attack. It looked so good, but it ended so badly. DXG, Attacker 1 is such a hero. They just played the objective.
That kill from Attacker 1, just flawless, as you mentioned. And that single-handedly brought you the seconds that was required to draw the DXG attention away from you, to give yourself a chance to thrust yourself into the retake. And from there on, it's just a wipe, trading off one another beautifully. The teamwork was paramount there, and they're able to deliver. DXG left with another tough round. I mean, mimicking that success is going to be hard, but Boom, on their defense, have also had some success here. So this is really about as close as it gets to the game. Honestly, I couldn't tell you who's going to win it.
Here we are, once more, triple overtime. 5 members of DXG find themselves on an execute, and look who's gone high but Jin. Sebodal can't catch them in midair, but it will be Frostmind who gets themselves 3 out of U-Haul. They could even get themselves a 4th. Could you get an ace in overtime? Will you treat me to that, I ask? No, Nizzy wraps around. No one even contemplated this position from Nizzy. And so it's a dive through the TP. They heard 2 instances of that. They know there are only 2 players, so it's a full 3-man rotate onto B. In moves Nizzy. Can they be stopped from planting just as we saw happen before? No, the spike will go on down. Berserks opens this up, but Blaze is good for the trade. And here we go again. It's only round 29.
Frostmind, that was a
round 30 now.
Yeah, we're approaching round 30. Frostmind, that was an incredible 3K on his behalf. Being able to swing out, get 3 kills, it's more than just an advantage. It's a dominant way to start your round. Sure, he shot from the flank, but you're in a 2-man advantage. There's not much a DXG can do there other than sort of take it. For Boom, this is their chance to close it out. They've been able to get to sites. We've seen them be able to get to sites. What's been failing them is their after plan. When DXG push in, when DXG use the utility on Attacker, or even Attacker himself, to cancel those plants and to harass these players.
No one detected. On Fountain, the bird did not connect. Will this give Yes I Can some false confidence? No. Wait, actually, they aren't going to check it. They're going to go through the teleporter instead. And now they might not expect that Blaze is going to be here. Actually, the shoulder peak does confirm it. And the sound of the sound of utility in Hookah. Oh, we have guests.
Go on, entertain the guests, Attacker. They show your manners.
Etiquette. Could this be etiquette? Oh, that's terrible etiquette. How dirty of you, good sir. Flipside is going to grab their revenge here, and Frostmine's going to grab the spike from its hiding place. But by the time they get here, it's once again going to be a potentially wall-bangable scenario. That's a beautiful pop flash right there. Flipside is just staring at a wall and staring down death itself. Frostmind in a 1 versus 2 for the map. They might need to try and plant, but they need to get past Yes I Can. It's simply untenable. Yep, round 31. We just keep on going, baby.
This is looking like such a deadlocked game. And
what game are we playing again?
Yeah.
15-15?
Bearing in mind that this is where stamina really comes into question, because you need to be able to consistently do these rounds. You need to be able to consistently land your shots, land your utility, and there's a whole other map to play after this. Boom, they've been playing all day. The fact that they're still keeping their heads on is just incredible to me. DXG as well. Bear in mind that they've also had a very, very intensive training schedule as well since they've been picked up. This is just impressive to see such incredible stamina from both sides.
Oh, it's a messy spray flip side, but I'll forgive it. You're going to have to give up this area, though, son. You don't have to go... Well, you don't have to go home. But you can't stay here. There's a 4-stack on A right now.
Yeah, I don't think they want to stay here, to be honest, as this is looking very scary from Boom. Luckily... Unless the DXG have gone, hold on a minute. B looks really quiet. Are you sure you want to push into this? They quickly sideways glance at each other, shrug a little bit, and then just stay outside A.
They have themselves a jump spot. Frostmine knows that there's still presence here, and so up goes for Smoke to try and get themselves a peel. Jin is moving in while vulnerable. Means a wallbang's an easy clap for Tabodal. And now the question is, what do you do if you're Nizzy? Do you double down on this? The rest of the team seem insistent on doing so. It's down to you to claim this space. You are the duelist. You are the tip of the spear. A flash is given, and that just covers multiple people moving into the crosshairs of Berserks. Ah! You're coming to my zone, are you? I've been waiting for you.
These Boom guys are awful hosts. Yeah, it's twice now. You've gone into hookah, you wanted to have a little smoke with them, and you just end up with a concussion. There's no way to hemorrhage.
Yes, we've got a limited edition bullet flavor shisha.
Yeah, trust me, it'll floor you. Flip side, ready to lead the charge, to spearhead the attack, to be that point of contact over to Hookah. He wants to have a try at some of this aforementioned Shisha. Let's see how good it really is.
Attacker 1. Man, Attacker 1's been such a menace on B when it comes to the defense. The grenades here might force them out of location, though. They might be forced to no longer do this. Concussions are delivered. Can the bullets connect? No, Attacker has full auto on their side, and that means that both the duelists are down. We could be going 16 to 16. Frostmind is fully blinded and running out of steam, running out of friends, running out of chances. Ah, the members of Boom, and it's only Blaze left. Oh no. I don't know if I believe, to be honest, Kramer, but I'd love to be proven wrong. They're just sending in percussive fire at this point. The war drums are beating. And you only need a single swing. Go on, Jin.
It feels like Blaze all he can really do is sit in the corner and go, ah! All of these bullets just hailfire past him. And honestly, that is a way to win round if you're Boom. Not only are they able to do it with such conviction that when they go to the site, Attacker, oh my god, Attacker and his util. The double hit on the Tremor means that they can't swing through the Jet Smoke. So he survives that. He then wins the Angel, which is good. And then for the third player, he has a perfectly timed flash that fully blinds them as they peek. Then for the fourth, he has another flash. Attacker, this util usage is insane. And right now, it may be single-handedly what's stopping DXG from a loss here.
Indonesia versus Vietnam. I don't know if it's a big local rivalry, but that's what these two teams represent. Boom are some of Indonesia's best. And we do have other representatives of Vietnam, but they're mostly in Group B. Berserks catches you on the entry. No chance, mate. Forced to disengage. Go up high now, and Attacker 1 with some beautiful aerial tracking. Blaze knows that the Jets on that side. They heard the dash. They heard the chance to escape. But we know that space can be claimed a little bit more freely here for the defenders, because there won't be any of those AoE damages from things like the Boombot, from things like the paint shells. Nizzy puts down their first cloud burst. They don't dash in after it, though. That's already been used. Blaze transfers well, and now it's down to Flipside to move with the blast pack. But unfortunately, even with acrobatics on your side, you rolled an acrobatics check. It was a natural 1, and Heisey can Heisey 1v2. They have themselves a cosmic divide, but they don't really have time to put it down. Moving into astral form would be so dangerous. And even more dangerous is facing down Tebodal.
Tebodal, he's had a fairly shaky game, but it's in overtime particularly. In the latter stages of the second half, he has woken up. It feels like for quite a while, Boom didn't really know how to play him. When he was in the main body of the attack, he was really struggling. When he started lurking, however, yeah, it's weird to see a Viper be on the lurk, but when he has been unstoppable. Meow, the coach, calling for a timeout. I love this from Boom.
Meow's had enough of this.
Yeah, he's had enough. Oh, boys, what are we doing? They've just won their first round of overtime. They're battling for the victory. Take a timeout. Try to get into the minds of DXG. Try to figure out how they're going to poise themselves for this defense. DXG, bear in mind, a lot of their setups have been for the retake. Sure, they'll fight for B long. Sure, they'll fight in hookah, but it's all subjective. They're going to fall back to elbow. They're going to fall back to spawn, and they're going to wait for their teammates, go for the retake. If Boom can find a way to cut off that retake, or more importantly, kill the initial defenders, so when the retake does come along, they're already a man or two down, that's exactly what they need to win. DXG on the flip side, though, just hold a closer angle.
We're on round number 34, Kramer, and I'm yet to see a really, really good execute from Boom.
Yeah.
I know that these guys have been playing for hours upon hours today, but I expect somewhat cleaner movement and cleaner angle clears, and less ability for counterplay from the enemy from a team of Boom's caliber. When I compare these two, DXG, they seem better at executing on a site. And I need that to be mirrored if Boom are going to walk away from this, if we're not going to be here forever.
Yeah. This could go on for continuity. We could be here for a very long time. But honestly, I like how for DXG, as you mentioned, the executions are really strong. Boom are more effective at getting a man advantage through getting a pick, though. We're going to have to see DXG have a crack at that, though, because this is a very aggressive push through both the teleporter and B long.
This is new. Blaze could be caught with a bird in hand. That's a full blind given, but hug the wall, boys. Hug the wall. Blaze is known. They could actually be aftershocked out of there, but already Attacker 1 has had to back off, and Attacker 1 being caught outside of their safety zone means that they're a little bit more vulnerable. And Flipside is going to take advantage of that. The three-man foray, the skirmish down B long has been thoroughly punished off the back of the information that Blaze gave over. And now it's a 4 versus 2. Surely, Kramer, this is the end of a struggle on bind. Surely this is too much to ask of Heisey and Jin, but they are the two top fraggers. They're the two that you'd ask for to enter this scenario. If it was going to be this, Jin's fallen down. Heisey's got 2. A 1 versus 2 is incredibly doable, and especially if they can get one more frag, that Cosmic Divide can come on down. The post-plant positions are strong. The time is ticking away. Each and every beat drums into the ears of Heisey. Blaze has revealed their location using those healing spores. They will get 1, but they will not get 2, as Blaze puts bind to bed.
What a game from both teams there. Honestly, if there was a way for both of them to get the points of a win, I would happily give it to them. Unfortunately, Boom, they found out perfectly how to counteract DXG, which is they identified DXG have a preference for pushing B long. They have the Sky, and honestly, that's a great round by Blaze to sit in that corner, go for a well-timed flash, make sure no one can push them, and then have everyone stack up, push out through hookah, and then isolate those 3 DXG members. You've completely cut them off. You've essentially cut off the circulation and just hacked off an arm. As 3 of them are taken down, it's an easy sight hold from there on out. Sure, Heisey's able to do a bit of damage, but Heisey, let's be honest, he was playing out of his mind that game.
Man, we've got 5 more maps today, and I'm already pooped, Kremer. We've got Breeze coming up next.
Breeze is going to be a really interesting one. I personally can't wait to see it. I think it'll be our first Breeze of the tournament as well, so it's really going to be a bit of a taste test for the rest of the teams in Group A. We're going to go to a quick 5-10 minute break, though. When we return, the action will continue. Trust me, if this is what Map 1 looks like, you really, really don't want to miss Map 2.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm safe and sound.
lose our sound in the spirit of things. We lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material world, of things that fade.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to DXG versus Boom. We just saw an incredible match over on Bind, and honestly, that was I don't know how it went to so many overtimes. DXG, they showed up as a team that we thought was going to get steamrolled by Boom. But no, Harry, they not only held their own, for a long time, they looked like they were winning that map. Unfortunately, it comes to those final stages of overtime. We see Boom able to take it. I think it was 17-15. Either way, it was so close. DXG now out for vengeance on our first breeze of the tournament.
I know all of you felt very stressed during that last map, and that's okay, because we're heading over to a vacation retreat where everything is nice and lovely. There's no stress, there's no worries. Welcome to Breeze. This is the map pick of Boom, and part of me thinks that Boom are going for some really wacky map picks, like Fracture and like Breeze, just to make sure that other teams don't feel comfortable in not using their ban on these when they go head-to-head.
It means that Boom really gets to play the fun maps, doesn't it? They get to play the maps that you don't usually see, like Breeze, like Fracture, and honestly, they're pretty good at them. Like, I've had quite a bit of success here. For DXG, I don't know how they're going to be able to beat Boom on Breeze, unless they've secretly been practicing it. They might be in a bit of trouble. I like the difference in composition. I do prefer the Sky on Flipsider, purely because that Sky brings that extra flash. Sure, a Rainer Flash is good, but it's a bit more easily avoided than a Skyhawk. So I like the Skyhawk. Rainer, we'll see how it works. Jin, he has played a very strong Rainer throughout the tournaments. We're going to see how it weighs up.
However, we have seen, the Rainer before from Jin in particular. The duo of the Rainer and the Jet has been seen multiple times from DXG on Icebox. Even if sometimes we do swap who's playing which of these agents, I too prefer the double initiator here. Information can be so hard to come by on Breeze, where each of these sites is too large. I think it's going to become a real integral part of whenever we discuss these sites, just how large they are and how much needs to be covered.
Olden saying at the time being Sheriff comes out for Nizzy. I quite like that. I think we might soon go a bit aggressive.
Bush.
Yeah, very well could be. Blaze could be in some trouble.
Horse is only covered by a single tripwire. And as much as I'm a fan of tech, I don't think it's going to be a 1 versus 3. And Nizzy's already fallen themselves. Up comes the door. Surprise, boys and girls. You've got some guests. And they're from Boom Esports. Frostmine's already gathered themselves 3. Just plink, plink, plinking away with the ghost. They'll get themselves even more with the spike plant. And they're more than halfway to Viper's Pit.
That's definitely a way to start the game, isn't it? I mean, if they'd got the spike plant as well, that would have made it even better. But for Frostmines, he's just having a good day, isn't it? We saw him, I believe he top fragged in the last match, 30 kills on the Astra. Now we're left with Boom sort of facing a fairly easy bonus. We have a tech pause though come out from Boom. Hopefully we can fix it shortly. A TeamSpeak problem. We've been having some problems with our VoIP, haven't we?
You know what, Kremer? We have, but what we've also had problems with is getting time to show off our highlights.
That is. This could be a this could be a chance to show our highlights. Right, we're going to cut to our highlights. I don't know if we'll be able to complete them, but either way, once the game's on pause, we'll come back to it. Rolling Thunder on Total is going to make it very easy. As well as the divide, I suspect this is going to be very good order.
Oh
How
my goodness!
on earth did he get that?
What stun, Kremer? Concussed again, and finally they will be put down by Blaze, but the damage has already been done. They send out the shock dart. That's going to do huge amounts of damage to the Doctor, but they actually get healed through it by Rizza. A clutch heal is something that I don't usually get to say in Valorant, but that is the case. Could it be the ace from Blaze? Could Vasova be the one to make things happen? Could they rescue this half? It's 2 versus 1. They're playing together. Berserk manages to find Rizza, and while the ace is denied, the half is rescued. Just might be able to find one after planting is the question. If you can escape from this with 5 rifles, you will be super happy. But Flipsider, 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 Flipsider. Are they looking towards the back? They're so close to it. They're going to touch each other. They're just next to each other. I hear them breathing.
Let's open up for warmth, Harry. Yeah, we're going to see the winter months. Really slow round. I love this. That's the way to zone the Viper's ult. Mate, he's got to get the hell out of there. There's nothing much he can do. Perfect counterplay for the Killjoy. And with that, they hightail it. They've got to leave.
Can they escape in time?
Well, that was a quick little show, maybe a sneak peek of what we saw yesterday, and maybe even a sign of things to come. Pistols out from DXG now as they move into this second round. A bit of a bonus from Boom, so much so Tebotol goes in with just a ghost. Maybe an upgrade is possible if he can shut down this Jet, ready to push into him in mid.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting clash. Oh, Tebotol just wins those. We're not waiting for Tebotol to wake up again. No longer are we in the bind version of Tebotol and Bursa. Look at how deep Berserk is. Okay, a little bit messy on the spray, and that's a team flash.
That's
Okay.
that's a big
Let's
team
get it
flash as
together,
well.
guys. We're on a bonus. Or rather, we're on an anti-eco. We can't be dropping silly things here, yeah?
Flip side, he's had enough of it though. Continuing to clear up. Down to just Jin and, well, down to just Jin. What can he hope to do? Tebotol on the flank, getting a bit of mileage from that ghost. Fairly nice round all around for Frostbite. He does get a spike plant, so he does make himself a little bit closer to that ult, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get many kills. So the Viper Spear sort of down to normality in how quick they're able to bring it up. But for the time being, DXG, only 1 kill achieved so far this game. But as they move on to their rifles, this could be a chance to change that. Tebotol, bear in mind that because he didn't have anything last round, he can go straight to the Vandal and not worry about the economic impact too much. And for the most part, for Boom, looks like they seem to have a very well-versed strategy, which appears to just be hit A.
I really want to see Frostmine being given dedicated control of this ultimate orb, because it's so damn valuable, the Viper's Pit on A. It can get so much coverage, and it's really hard to retake into. Yes, I Can is playing very close contact here with this Phantom. There's a ping. However, Frostmind is going to be able to escape. Pinged in return is Yes I Can, and they're going to be walked upon here by the Sky. They're actually going to die to a shock dart of all things. An attacker one from high ground, trying to leverage the power of a Vandal. But Nizzy's going to be the first one to catch a frag right here. Nizzy, frag after frag. They're lining up the shots. But Berserks is not keen to give anything away for free. The pre-aim from Nizzy gets dislodged, and Berserks has been able to upgrade now onto a Vandal of their own. Attacker 1 gets it done. Look at this walk here from Izzy. Predator needs to win this. It's run and gun with the Spectre, and in a 1 versus 1, time's not on the side of Attacker 1. They'll get pinged here. Oh my god.
That is quick. That is a nasty quick carry. Attacker, he decimates. That's a sober diff right there, because Blaze...
Vietnam aim Gosu, bro. Vietnam aim Gosu.
He gets destroyed. And with that, DXG, it's a flashy way to make it your second. But they fall into the same problem Boom had, which is, sure, you won the round, but you did so having to retake and losing 4 players against a bonus. Bonus is, if they lose, it doesn't matter. The fact that they did that much damage, you got that much mileage against DXG, is something they're going to be more than happy with.
Life's good, man.
Life is good.
Here on the beaches, if you're a Boom fan, life's pretty good. And now, oh no, we defended A, guys. I think we're going to have to hit B.
Flip side there. I don't think he saw anyone with that. Jin maybe his first point of contact, hoping to discover one of these members. So he just plays Overwatch for the time being, Harry.
Oh, that's not the recon arrow that Attacker 1 wanted. From amazing aim with the Vandal to poor aim with... Oh, hello. Oh, if that headshot, I would have been quite angry. I would have been quite upsetty spaghetti, I will tell you that for free. So Birdle has still, this entire time, continued to push on up towards this Viper. Will they reveal their presence? Look at how close the angle is here from Yes I Can. And for that was just a very slow default, hoping that anyone would lurk out and give away something for free, but Yes I Can.
They was so close to seeing attacker there.
And now they're close to seeing Yes I Can. That's a great adjustment, but already attacker is going to have to be dealt with, and dealt with they are. Mid control now, all for Berserks. Will anyone cross through the mid though? No, everyone's going through the safer way. Good decision making here from DXG. They know they don't have control of that zone. What can Nizzy do from back of sight? They've been a master with this Vandal. A pop to Leah through the wall and a jump spot here from Nizzy. Things have just got a touch more complicated. The Viper's Pit has come on down. A one-tap's all that's needed from Nizzy. No need to reload, baby. They just present themselves on top of that railing, and that makes it easy for Frostmind. And Tabel just getting a whiff of the gas and a whiff of gin.
A whiff of gin would be really nice. I think you probably. I don't
After
think
that long bind,
I don't think
could you use a whiff of gin?
I could.
A touch of tonic.
I would kill for a whiff of gin. What is it? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, that's double digits we're allowed to.
This isn't day drinking. This is morning drinking.
Technically speaking, it could just count as a continuation from night drinking, which is allowed. So we've got Nizzy with those knives ready to use, and I mean, he may have to. It's a bit of an eco that's going to be revealed from this side of DXG. Clean round from Boom, so they'll be relatively happy with, and Berserk's just one away from his own set of knives.
All right, Nizzy. Getting a bit frisky here. Moving up through mid. This is an area that they've taken their time to control. And there's the entry here onto B's site. It's a lovely obfuscation with the wall. And Nizzy, they don't have any more updrafts to go high. They have to wait for the wall to drop. They can't go through that by themselves. Jin has relieved a touch of the pressure though. Scoring a headshot with the Sheriff was imperative. And now everyone huddled up behind those stones for cover. Nizzy needs to look in several directions at once. They can't connect the headshot. One knife remains, but no HP does. And it comes down to Jin once more to be the duelist that was promised. And Blaze just gets the better of attacker. Almost flawless save to Bodle falling. And they're just racing ahead, Kremer.
This is looking so effective for this entire Boom side right now. We knew full well that Breeze would be a map they'll be not only happy with, but more importantly, one that they're going to be very well drilled on. And it's looking like they're at the stage where they sort of dismantle DXG a bit, because DXG, I mean, who expects Breeze to be picked? Yes, who picks Breeze? Who picks Breeze? I'll tell you who, Harry. That's Boom. And right now, this is looking like a very, very good map for them.
I've got your trail.
Oh, Nizzy. Oh, Nizzy. Oh, Nizzy. Oh, they get overwhelmed, unfortunately. But hey, look who's going to try and pick up the slack. Yes, I can. Of a Hunter's Fury combined, loads of damage done. And suddenly, Boom, who were so far ahead, they're down to only 2 members remaining. This could be a chance to try and follow towards yet another Viper's Pit and Frostmine. Hey, I'll take that any day, they say. The first point is given. Can they get themselves any more than this? A toxic screen. Good to go. They will be forced out of that area, though, by a well-placed snake bite. 2 versus 3 is doable. However, a ping off of one of these will be difficult. Yes, I can. Falls. Easy transfers the spray well between Blaze and Frostmind. And that's going to be a reclaiming of initiative here from DXG.
I mean, DXG, we knew full well that they were effective. Let's be honest, Heisey last game was insane. He was the top fragger for DXG, and he consistently delivered. While his utility usage wasn't as good as attacker on that breach, it didn't matter because his aim made up for that. DXG moving to this round, a judge comes out on Yes I Can, and considering how close he plays on B, that doesn't surprise me. But what does is the ult usage. There's 3 ults ready for DXG, only the knives ready on Berserk. I doubt we'll see him use them this round, but there's that Viper's Pit. You spoke about its effectiveness, and it makes complete sense when you can accompany it with a judge.
Man, the judge is such a dirty weapon in here. Remember, an automatic shotgun and the Viper's Pit, if you stay in it long enough, will bring you down to 1 HP. So a breath from that shotgun would absolutely destroy you. To Birdle, lurking up again towards A. They've managed to leverage this angle before to kill people, but they're not going up against for defensive Viper this time. It's Heisey and Attacker who are waiting on the other side.
It's a game of patience right now, and look, the entirety of Boom are just ready for this attack. And while there's the lurking Vipers, that may not matter as the attack comes. It's going to be a 4-on-3 for the site, Harry.
Jin opens this up. We know that Jin aims
Frostbite
a
got the
little
kill.
bit differently. They're getting rid of that Viper. That's so important. They might have caught them as they just exited the pit. Frostbite doesn't have a spike, however. That's currently in the hands of a Sky. And Frostbite's going to lurk on forward, hoping to catch anyone as they move through archways. Will it be more deadly or less deadly than a year's supply of McDonald's? Jin sends out the Leah soon. There we go. Oh, what a catch. The Empress is dead. Long live the Emperor. But the Emperor is called Heisey. They've beaten out their fellow Cypher. They're running low on time. It's a sprint to A, but doesn't matter because Frostmine just gets their man multiple times over. And once more, a Viper's Pit is on the horizon. Easy claim of the orb on point A here, surely.
Harry, do you consider Breeze to be attacker or defender-sided?
I think Breeze is attacker-sided just because there's such a long commute between both of these sites that you're always going to be able to have a man advantage. And if you can bait a rotation, it's so difficult to recover from that if you pick the wrong site as a defending team.
How many rounds do you think DXG should be aiming for her?
I would say DXG on the defense, they'd be happy with 5 rounds.
I don't see 5 happening at all, to be honest. Boom have looked dominant. Bear in mind, they're against the full eco now. Jin, the only one who has even the closest hope of having any weapon here. And Berserks, that's the opening. This Vandal on Jin, the hero gun. See what it can do.
It's just different. So damn easy for Berserks. Jin is in here by themselves, and we know that Jin can make things happen, but in a 3 versus 5, 1 versus 5 currently, considering the location of so many of their friends, they're looking towards the jet, but they should have been looking at the sky. Attacker 1's got Gosu aim, but Blaze is slightly Gosuer. Let me see if I can recover this Sheriff. Thinks Heisey, never mind. They walk ahead, and a flawless from Boom, and no ultimates expended either.
Boom and DXG now looking so competitive, but here's what worries me. Boom, they move into this round not only with an economic advantage. Sure, they don't have that up on Berserks, but they don't need it. They've got 4 ults to throw at this round to confirm a 7th for them, and for DXG, they've got nothing in terms of ult management. I mean, maybe Nizzy can get his, but he would need a kill, an ult, or maybe another kill on that, maybe a defuse. It's not a comfortable position to be in if you're DXG right now, knowing full well that Boom could just bombard you with these abilities.
What I want to see is when they identify that there's an operator, when they hear Nizzy take a shot, that they invest a post-plant Viper's Pit. Because the Viper's Pit very much nullifies the usefulness of an operator. Jin here, going to take first contact against the Bodle, and they win it out. That is 2 frags already, and 2 ultimates off the board on top of that. So it may be time to give this up. Presence gained on B, but they're already outnumbered. Attacker 1's here. Heisey is as well, and Heisey has no mercy. Did they see the rifle is the question? It doesn't matter because Flipside puts one between the eyes. You're not seeing anything anymore, son. And guess who's all alone? It's the lurking Viper who's had to shoot a Leah. So now they know exactly where Frostmind is. They want to get rid of this weapon, but it's not too much of a danger for Frostmind. They're at 8.8k right now. They're more worried about giving over an ultimate point to the enemy. And they will do just that.
It's the Viper that gets it as well, so that's going to be a bit of a nuisance to Boom. But for the time being, that nuisance is not going to be felt too much because of the kind of money fixes everything, Harry. Money fixes everything. Right now, Boom, they've got so much.
Mr. Bezos, welcome to the cast.
Yeah, I mean,
nice of you to join us.
No, Mr. Bezos would insist that the lack of that money doesn't make you happy. And actually, even though Nizzy's on 150 credits, that's it. He's still doing 5 for next round. He's not, by the way. Right now, if he loses that up, he is in a lot of trouble. Luckily, this aggressive peek in mid. So Botel's played this angle quite consistently, so he could be pre-fired if he's not careful.
I wonder if Nizzy is going to turn back here now, knowing that the Viper's wall is down. To be fair, it's likely that they would be up a skid away from this. Okay, opening up with a Hunter's Fury. Attacker 1 trying their best to dodge about, but they're caught by the tendrils. Unfortunately, just shocking that right there. Yes, I can. Avoids getting pinged, but will be identified here by the old doggy. Nizzy gets it done with a classic of all things, going up against Tobodal, and now they can try and retake into this. Will they be able to do much of the op? Surely the Viper Spit has to come down here to deny the efficacy of this big old weapon. But you know what's even better for denying efficacy? A bullet between the eyes. And now there's no need for that Viper Spit just due to the heroics of Flipsider. We've seen Heisey do good things, Kremer. But is a 3v1 possible for this Cypher? They have a tripwire to play with, but when it comes to retake utility, a Cypher is kind of low on the priority of the agents you want to see do this. They're going to slow walk over. They see the top of the sky's head, but Flipsider, they're too fast, man. They're Sonic speed.
Flipsider's having a great game as well. Bear in mind that he was, I think he was second fragging in over on Bind. The fact that he's able to mimic that, more importantly, the fact he's able to consistently mimic that is so important for not only Boom's quality in this match, but their lifespan in the entire tournament. Right now, Blaze, he does expend the Hunter's Fury, but as he does so, Tobodal's going to get his ult up. So there's always, at all times, 4 ults ready to be used. That's a big commitment, Harry. And it shows how little they're sort of valued with Boom, because they're just winning off their aim. Tobodal, another instant opening as Nizzy's quelled. That's the op fallen before it even shoots.
Oh no. Think about how much this hurts. Look at the economy of DXG right now. The rifles are falling away from them, and it'll be so difficult to recover from this. Attacker 1 is alone on A. Yes, they might be able to meet Blaze. This would be a great shot if they can recover it. And yes, they can. Good spray control, but the neural theft is used, and the one remaining member of DXG. Oh, here comes the pinch. The Birdle on one side, Flipsider on the other. Attacker 1. Oh, it's actually Berserks from down in McDonald's by the Arches, who connects the shot. And kiss goodbye to the economy in this last round of a half. This looks like it's going to be a 9-3.
It's a bit of a flatulent buy, isn't it? I mean, a few Bulldogs, there's...
I look at this and I'm like...
Yeah.
Bad. Bad.
This is rough. I mean, the Guardian is definitely something that can work at range, and we have seen Guardians try and battle ops quite consistently, but as for its effectiveness, it's not what you'd want when battling an op. Over to Boom, they're going to have to try and counteract the aggression. Oh, that's so clean by Berserks. That's all they needed. There's the knives gone, and right now, DXG, they're flung to the back foot.
Can we get Jin as well? Yes, I can. Went out on a foray. They did claim Blaze, but once they're identified, Tobodal has actually managed to leverage all of A-Site here, so it's an attacker's world, buyer's market, or attacker's market, I suppose. In comes the neural theft. Took their time to get it. It's down to a 2 versus 2 now.
For the afterplant as well. Frostmine. This ability usage is going to be perfect. The wall will just affirm it, but as that pits, then sure, the Cypher ping, it tells them that they're on A, but let's be honest, Boom, they weren't exactly being quiet about this. So retake comes in. The low HP on Tobodal makes this very doable.
Jin hasn't managed to find a rifle here despite 3 dead enemies. They do have the Guardian, but the Guardian's not good for trying to breach into a Viper's pit. Hard to get some spam in, and for now, they orbit the periphery like moons of a protean celestial body, and they find the first. Frostmine ventures out, and unfortunately, Adventure does not call for you. 8-4. I can't believe that DXG have managed to make this happen.
You said that for par, DXG needed about 5. I think they'll be all right with 4. Certainly, it's not what you
Especially
want.
winning on the eco right there. Yeah. That's a little bit of a confidence booster, you know?
Yeah, it's not what you want, but you'll accept it. For the time being, Boom looking like if they can take this pistol round, this could be a very one-sided affair. But you know, if last map showed anything, is that these could really be some close series. And more importantly, if this last map showed anything, is that these teams cannot be underestimated.
Look at the position of Flipsider and Berserks here. This smells to me.
It smells like a push.
Yeah, this smells like a pop flash push.
Here.
Well, they commit to
Ghost in the hand of Berserks, and you can see that there's a frenzy on Flipsider as well. So he could be looking to try and clean up some multiple low health targets. The Trailblazer will be the first port of call. Berserks is unable to swing in time on this, and Jin just catches flip side of a bird in the hand, and Berserks is called to make sure that they can refrag on this, and they're doing very well. A trio of headshots, Berserks, and now I've got a sheriff, mate. Thanks for the hand delivery, very polite of you. There's an ace on the cards with the pistol right now. Berserks is going to be meeting up against Yes I Can. They can hear the footsteps clop, clop, clop. The high heels of the Viper are a distinctive sound, and a 2 versus 1 could be guaranteed. But wait, the patience isn't there. Berserks is left at half. Tobodal is coming round the back, and while the ace will be denied, they won't see the Cypher coming. And that will be a claiming of the pistol round, and this should be converted into double digits for Boom.
He goes berserks, Harry. What a round that was. And I love how a lot of other players, if you're in a position where you've lost your teammate on the attack, you've just traded, 4-on-4, the other option is to just fall back. Get the hell out of there, wait for your team, hide on the site, and then play retake. No, he just keeps fighting. It speaks to a massive testament of skill, more importantly of confidence to go, okay, I can get a man advantage here. He sees the drone, alright, we'll make it 2. Just one after another. Quick kill, down, down, down. And now for Tobodal, only a ghost as he goes into this round.
It's a very aggressive position for someone with only a ghost. And now they're going up against multiple sheriffs. However, Jin has lost the first of those. Great swing there from Blaze. Catches out a preoccupied Reyna. And now we're drone. Yep, easy clap, baby. Couple of bounces on there. What can you find? You won't be finding a Viper, but Tobodal is they got 7 HP and a ghost. Why not go hunting? You can pick up a spike there. Sheriff as well. I'll take an upgrade, no dramas.
Izzy 1v4. I'll level it with you, Harry.
Do you believe?
I don't see it happening.
There's a sheriff on the floor over there, and there's a sheriff in the hands of Berserks as well. And you know what? Berserk's kind of good with that.
Yeah, you don't really want to come into a dark alley with Berserks and pistol. Like, you won't come out on the winning end of any engagement. And look at that, round 3 op. He's already got knives. Like this is best case. This is what ideal human capacity looks like. You may not like it, but this is what it is. That's Berserks, op in hand, ult ready to use. Sheriff from his enemies that he uses as his sidearm.
That's actually a sheriff that they picked up in round 1 as well.
Yeah, peak performance right here.
Will Nizzy discover peak performance is the question. Is Indonesia aim? Gosu. Up goes the wall. It's a miss. Berserks has taken some damage, and so too will this drone move forward. They could be pinged by this, but no. It's going to be instead the pinging from the sonar. Oh, the recon arrow has revealed Berserks, and so when they go sky high, Attacker 1 is poised to hit their shots. DXG, they could flawless this on their buy, and that would be just what the Doctor ordered, including potentially a free upgrade here. Where is Nizzy? Have you seen the op? It's actually been picked up by Yes I Can. Good stuff right here.
Really effective round from DXG there, and what's interesting is I believe that a lot of them went into this round without armor. Jin, Attacker, and Yes I Can, they just went screw it to the armor. Why not? If we die, it'll be to a headshot. Then we die. As
some of you will die.
Yeah, that's the sacrifice I'm willing to make. Flip side, unfortunately, he is that sacrifice. As DXG, they can make it 5.
And the free upgrade to the op. That's critical. That is a huge barrier to investment that you've been able to bypass now. And do you hand it off to Nizzy? Surely. It's a trade with Nizzy for the Vandal. You rarely see the Viper op unless you happen to be like Steel or something running Sentinel op. But hey, I'm open to it. We know that Yes I Can is one of the premier aimers on DXG.
Absolutely right. Ready for an attack for the time being. Knives out by Berserks. Let's see what he can do with them. Going on a bit of a hunt behind that dog. He doesn't really want to commit too heavily though. Instead, turns his attention back to B. When the drones come, DXG lay in wait.
They've avoided being spotted thus far. Out goes Valia from Jinus one as well. Berserks goes high, but they're instantly blinded, and now they have to try and re-enter into this. As things go down, they can't find the second headshot. Heisey gets that easily. And as quickly as this round began, it will finish.
That was a really, really strong round from both sides, actually. DXG, sure, they were able to take the round, reduce the differential to just 4, but boom, they were able to, more importantly, do that economic damage. Jin, only 750 in the bank. Dizzy, that 2k, it's certainly not too much economic damage, but what it has allowed, the kills, the cash from that has allowed Berserks now to go into that op duel with Yes I Can, surprisingly, opping over Nizzy. That's interesting.
Same thing, baby. You know what?
Then.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'll allow it. Flip
you
side of
think
pings
yes,
here. Surely there's no way to escape this. We grab Nizzy on a random dalliance of a flick, but they are going to be, of course, broken down. You know what? I'm still okay with it. I'm still okay with the Viper op. It may not be conventional, but sometimes you need a little bit of rando. Oh, it's going to be up versus up, though. Is Berserk's ready? Do you win the op duel? Yes, I can does. Could it be yet another Tobodal? Close on the angle right here. But looking at their economy, 400 credits remaining. I think it's time to hide. Put a cuppa on.
Yes, I can. Looking so damn strong. I think he's still here because he wants to try and save the op. Fortunately, there is a flanking Rainer coming right now.
Oh, pain, 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 pain. Here's Jin. It's easy.
Wonderful round by DXG there. Wonderful round by Yes I Can. The second we say, why is he using the op? He just goes on a rampage. 3 kills for him. He shuts, he decimates the Boom defense, and he sends Boom.
Dare you question me?
Yeah. How dare you question me, mortal? As he's now left, it's only Sheriff. There's the odd Marshal on Boom. It's really not a pretty spot if you are Boom, because DXG, I mean, they've just run rampant. Both Yes I Can and Nizzy, one away from getting their ults up. Sure, flip side, might be able to get the Seekers out, but they won't be able to combat the 4 ults that would have been available for DXG.
It could be so hard to defend this area. Flip side of watches a set dart right there. Interesting stuff. Oh my goodness, that is a brave engagement from Nizzy, and they had the spike in their hands. And now that spike needs to be retrieved, but surely with utility it will be easily done. Jin has found themselves a little corner to try and hang out in. Out come the game of squids, but it's going to be directly connecting onto Jin. Leaves them nearsighted and stunned, but they pop the Empress to try and relieve the pressure upon themselves. Still available is this operator. They're watching towards the back. They know that that's where Berserks is likely to come from. And wow, the Din of Vandals is so loud here, Kremer.
DXG.
It's just different.
How are they keeping up with Boom on a unorthodox map?
But we talked attacker-sided, right?
Yeah,
it certainly seems to be.
I suppose that makes sense, because actually they're not really running any strats, are they? This is just them killing.
Hit B, baby. Hit B.
There's some wide angles. Just go around, play it like it's deathmatch, and kind of, Yes I Can goes, are you sure? They go, yeah, go on, give it a try. I guess, all right, picks up an op, runs out, kills everyone. Damn, I'm enjoying this. Let's do it again. And look at that, outside B, ready for another attack. This time, Yes I Can, ready to join the main bulk of the force as they prepare to hunt Flipsider.
No, you don't pick that again. You're afraid of Yes I Can now. You're afeared. Surely not through the smoke. Come on, man.
That's gonna leave a bitter taste.
Ban him. Ban him now.
Blaze. Would it be cool to action in mid? I think he's got an inkling, because right now, I think DXG, I don't think they were expecting to go a man up, and well, now they have. They sort of consider, oh, what now? Looks like it is going to be a hit to B anyway, though.
Can you use the Viper's Pit to try and alleviate this? Not while they still... Oh, the ping is going to be brutal. Frostmire's going to have to battle their little heart out here. That's one, but they can't find the second. Still, the replacement op service from the side of Berserks takes out their counterpart. And Attacker One's just going mad. They're top fragging for DXG at the moment. They're a stealthy carry, and they did so well on Bind as well. Playing that breach, this has been Attacker One's day, Kremer.
Yeah, I rate Attacker as my MVP so far of this map, and of this series actually, unless we see something huge come out from one of the Boom players, or maybe from Jin, because it's just that utility usage on our first map was incredible. Now he's at his second, separate character, no worries mate, I've mastered them both. And he goes for some ambitious angels, sure, but they work every time. I'm really impressed with Attacker, and for Tobodal, saving the op once again becomes his objective. I think this time he might be able to achieve it. as that spike should detonate very shortly.
Oh, they won't be able to dip in. However, Niz is going to save the operator that was in the hands of Yes I Can. Wait. Sprint. Good stuff, Tay-Birdle. Ops back, baby.
He gets it.
Wait, is that a surrender?
Attackers win.
What?
Oh, damn, Daniel. That's a draw. I think Boom are done playing Valorant for today after the tournaments they've played before, and they just felt like it was... Huh. I didn't know that could happen in competitive Valorant.
Looking at the chat, I don't think...
But Blaze appeared to have said the F word. I don't know if that was intentional.
They pressed the wrong button.
What just happened? They must have been voting for a timeout and it was accidentally a surrender.
Oh no! What have they done?
Talk to the admins. This isn't our
They
job.
were in the leads.
Question mark? Kremmer, what do?
Do we? I need an adult.
One like on the stream equals one pray.
I think we might need to go to a break.
I agree. Later, guys.
We'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come to the highlights of yesterday's stream, so you can take a look at the stuff we've missed. Rolling Thunder onto Mosul is going to make it very easy. As well as the I suspect this is going to be very short order.
Oh
How
my
on
goodness.
earth did he get that?
What stun, Kremmer? Concussed again, and finally they will be put down by Blaze, but the damage has already been done. They send out the shock dart. That's going to do huge amounts of damage to the Doctor, but they actually get healed through it by Rizza. A clutch heal is something that I don't usually get to say in Valorant, but that is the case. Could it be the ace from Blaze? Could Vasova be the one to make things happen? Could they rescue this half? It's 2 versus 1. They're playing together. Berserk manages to find Rizza, and while the ace is denied, the half is rescued. Just might be able to find one after planting is the question. If you can escape from this with 5 rifles, you will be super happy with Flipsider. Are they looking towards the back? They're so close to it. They're going to touch each other. They're just next to each other. I hear them breathing.
Let's open up for warmth, Harry. Yeah, we're going to see the winter months. Round. I love this. That's the way to zone the Viper's ult. Later, he's got to get the hell out of there. There's nothing much he can do. Perfect counterplay from the Killjoy. And with that, they hightail it. They've got to leave.
Can they escape in time? It's going to be very close, but they will.
No,
No, they are going to detain the Viper. She won't be able to return to the pit because she's going to be slowed down. A little bit of damage done, but no frag off the back of it. Going across the ropes right now. We'll see speed is the name of the game. Moving in close to Juicy. Can they grab even more? The Dog didn't buy anything because and it seems like they are unperturbed by the caliber that's put before them.
Pinocchio's this implication. It's known instantly by Lenny, and I mean, sure, he loses the drone in the process, but all he has to do is wait.
Lenny's just camping, man.
Oh, get him over, man.
And this was the buy round. Remember, if the C6 can't clutch this, they're going into match point with pistols.
This is the best.
There's the shot.
Oh my
there
god.
It's just a better Sova.
The Sova diff. It's huge. Lenny, what are you doing? He's toying with them.
It's going to be 12. Alert's looking in the wrong direction.
Oh no!
No! Is that Soulcast on my screen? What a fumble from Lena. Heizi's been identified. The spike has been collected by Jin. And this time, they win out.
Oh my
That's
god!
A lovely flash. It's a bit of Yoru magic. And the magician is in.
That's sorcery. Really well played smoke as well, Heizi. Oh my god. What on earth was that from Jin? A round they had no business in winning. And we quit. Rolling Thunder onto Mosul is going to make it very easy. As well as the I suspect this is going to be very short order.
Oh
How
my
on
goodness.
earth did he get that?
What stun Kremer? Concussed again, and finally they will be put down by Blaze, but the damage has already been done. They send out the shock dart. That's going to do huge amounts of damage to the Doctor, but they actually get healed through it by Rizza. A clutch heal is something that I don't usually get to say in Valorant, but that is the case. Could it be the ace from Blaze? Could Vasova be the one to make things happen? Could they rescue this half? It's 2 versus 1. They're playing together. Berserks manages to find Rizza, and while the ace is denied, the half is rescued. Just might be able to find one after planting is the question. If you can escape from this with 5 rifles, you will be super happy with Flipsider, 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 Flipsider. Are they looking towards the back? They're so close to it. They're going to touch each other. They're just next to each other. I hear them breathing.
Let's talk about for warmth, Harry. Yeah, we're going to see the winter months. Really slow round. I love this. That's the way to zone the Viper's ult. Beta, he's got to get the hell out of there. There's nothing much he can do. Perfect counterplay from the Killjoy. And with that, they hightail it. They've got to leave.
Can they escape in time? It's going to be very close, but they will.
Ways to
Oh no,
take.
they are going to detain the Viper. She won't be able to return to the pit because she's going to be slowed down. A little bit of damage done, but no frag off the back of it. Going across the ropes right now. We'll see speed is the name of the game. Moving in close to Juicy. Can they grab even more? The door didn't buy anything because and it seems like they are unperturbed by the caliber that's put before them.
Pinocchio's this implication. It's known instantly by Lenny, and I mean, sure, he loses the drone in the process, but all he has to do is wait.
Lenny's just camping, man.
Oh, game over, man.
And this was the buy round. Remember, if a C6 can't clutch this, they're going into match point with pistols.
This is the best.
There's the shot.
Oh my
There it
God.
is. It's just a better Sova.
The Sova diff. It's huge. Lenny, what are you doing? He's toying with them.
It's going to be 12. Alert's looking in the wrong direction.
Oh, no!
No! Is that Soulcast on my screen? What a fumble from Lena. Heizi's been identified. The spike has been collected by Jin. And this time, they win out.
Oh my
That's
God!
a lovely flash. It's a bit of Yoru magic. And the magician is in.
That's sorcery. Really well played smoke as well, Heizi. Oh my God. What on earth was that from Jin? A round they had no business in winning. And we quit. Rolling Thunder onto Mosul is going to make it very easy. As well as the divide, I suspect this is going to be very easy order.
Oh
How
my
on
goodness.
earth did he get that?
What stun Kremer? Concussed again, and finally they will be put down by Blaze, but the damage has already been done. They send out the shock dart. That's going to do huge amounts of damage to the Doctor, but they actually get healed through it by Rizza. A clutch heal is something that I don't usually get to say in Valorant, but that is the case. Could it be the ace from Blaze? Could Vasova be the one to make things happen? Could they rescue this half? It's 2 versus 1. They're playing together. Berserks manages to find Rizza, and while the ace is denied, the half is rescued. Just might be able to find one after planting is the question. If you can escape from this with 5 rifles, you will be super happy with Flipsider, 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 Flipsider. Are they looking towards the back? They're so close to it. They're going to touch each other. They're just next to each other. I hear them breathing.
Let's talk about for warmth, Harry. Yeah, we're going to see the winter months. Really slow round. I love this. That's the way to zone the Viper's ult. Beta, he's got to get the hell out of there. There's nothing much he can do. Perfect counterplay from the Killjoy. And with that, they hightail it. They've got to leave.
Can they escape in time? It's going to be very close, but they will.
Ways to
Oh no,
take.
they are going to detain the Viper. She won't be able to return to the pit because she's going to be slowed down. A little bit of damage done, but no frag off the back of it. Going across the ropes right now. We'll see speed is the name of the game. Moving in close to Juicy. Can they grab even more? The door didn't buy anything because and it seems like they are unperturbed by the caliber that's put before them.
Pinocchio's this implication. It's known instantly by Lenny, and I mean, sure, he loses the drone in the process, but all he has to do is wait.
Lenny's just camping, man.
Oh, game over, man.
And this was the buy round. Remember, if a C6 can't clutch this, they're going into match point with pistols.
This is the best.
There's the
Oh
shot.
my
There it
God.
is. It's just a better Sova.
The Sova diff. It's huge. Lenny, what are you doing? He's toying with them.
It's going to be 12. Alert's looking in the wrong direction.
Oh no!
No! Is that Soulcast on my screen? What a fumble from Lena. Heizi's been identified. The spike has been collected by Jin.
Woo.
And this time, they win out.
Oh my
That's
God!
a lovely flash. It's a bit of Yoru magic. And the magician is in.
That's sorcery. Really well played smoke as well, Heizi. Oh my God. What on earth was that from Jin? A round they had no business in winning. And we quit. Rolling Thunder onto Mosul is going to make it very easy. As well as the divide, I suspect this is going to be very order.
Oh
How
my
on
goodness.
earth did he get that?
What stun Kremer? Concussed again, and finally they will be put down by Blaze, but the damage has already been done. They send out the shock dart. That's going to do huge amounts of damage to the Doctor, but they actually get healed through it by Rizza. A clutch heal is something that I don't usually get to say in Valorant, but that is the case. Could it be the ace from Blaze? Could Vasova be the one to make things happen? Could they rescue this half? It's 2 versus 1. They're playing together. Berserk manages to find Rizza, and while the ace is denied, the half is rescued. Might be able to find one after planting is the question. If you can escape from this with 5 rifles, you will be super happy. But Flipsider, 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 Flipsider. Are they looking towards the back? They're so close to it. They're going to touch each other. They're just next to each other. I hear them breathing.
Let's open up for warmth, Harry. Yeah, we're going to see the winter months. Really slow round. I love this. That's the way to zone the Viper's ult. Beta, he's got to get the hell out of there. There's nothing much he can do. Perfect counterplay from the Killjoy. And with that, they hightail it. They've got to leave.
Can they escape in time? It's going to be very close. They will
Oh,
wait.
he's
Oh, no,
detained.
they are going to detain the Viper. She won't be able to return to the pit because she's going to be slowed down. A little bit of damage done, but no frag off the back of it. Going across the ropes right now with C6. Speed is the name of the game. Moving in close to Juicy. Can they grab even more? The door didn't buy anything because always... And it seems like they are unperturbed by the caliber that's put before them.
Pinocchio's this location. It's known instantly by Lenny, and I mean, sure, he loses the drone in the process, but all he has to do is wait.
Lenny's just camping, man.
Oh, game over, man.
And this was the buy round. Remember, if a C6 can't clutch this, they're going into match point with pistols.
This is the best.
There's the shot.
Oh my
There it
God.
is. It's just a better Sova.
The Sova diff. It's huge. Lenny, what are you doing? He's toying with them.
It's going to be 12. Alert's looking in the wrong direction.
Oh no!
No! Is that Soulcast on my screen? What a fumble from Lena. Heizi's been identified. The spike has been collected by Jin.
Woo.
And this time, they win out.
Oh my
That's
God!
a lovely flash. It's a bit of Yoru magic. And the magician is in.
That's sorcery. Really well played smoke as well, Heizi. Oh my God. What on earth was that from Jin? A round they had no business in winning. And we quit. Rolling Thunder onto Mosul is going to make it very easy. As well as the divide, I suspect this is going to be very order.
Oh
How
my
on
goodness.
earth did he get that?
What stun, Kremer? Concussed again, and finally they will be put down by Blaze, but the damage has already been done. They send out the shock dart. That's going to do huge amounts of damage to the Doctor, but they actually get healed through it by Rizza. A clutch heal is something that I don't usually get to say in Valorant, but that is the case. Could it be the ace from Blaze? Could Vasova be the one to make things happen? Could they rescue this half? It's 2 versus 1. They're playing together. Berserk manages to find Rizza, and while the ace is denied, the half is rescued. Just might be able to find one after planting is the question. If you can escape from this with 5 rifles, you will be super happy. But Flipsider, 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 Flipsider. Are they looking towards the back? They're so close to it. They're going to touch each other. They're just next to each other. I hear them breathing.
Let's open up for warmth, Harry. Yeah, we're going to see the winter months. Really slow round. I love this. That's the way to zone the Viper's ult. Beta, he's got to get the hell out of there. There's nothing much he can do. Perfect counterplay from the Killjoy. And with that, they hightail it. They've got to leave.
Can they escape in time? It's going to be very close. But they will.
Ways to
no,
save.
they are going to detain the Viper. She won't be able to return to the pit because she's going to be slowed down. A little bit of damage done, but no frag off the back of it. Going across the ropes right now. We'll see speed is the name of the game. Moving in close to Juicy. Can they grab even more? The Dog didn't buy anything because and it seems like they are unperturbed by the caliber that's put before them.
Pinocchio's this implication. It's known instantly by Lenny, and he, I mean, sure he loses his drone in the process, but all he has to do is wait.
Lenny's just camping, man. They are going to be a
Okay, game over, man.
You know what? And this was a buy round, remember. If the C6 can't clutch this, they're going into match point with pistols. Loud here, Kremer.
Oh my god. The Sova diff is huge. Lenny, what are you doing? He's toying with them. Deathmatch. Compared to Hunt Flipside.
12. Frostman direction.
Saving the op once again.
Oh, no! The tournaments they played before. Is that Soulcast on my screen? What a fumble from Wait. Sprint. Good stuff, Tay-Birdle. Ops back, baby. Heisy's been identified. The spike has been collected by Jin.
Woo.
And this time, they win.
What?
Oh, damn, Daniel. That's a draw. I think Boom are done playing Valorant for today after the tournaments they've played before, and they just felt like it was... I didn't know that could happen in competitive Valorant.
Looking at the chat, I don't
but
think... But
Blaze appear to have said the F word. I don't know if that was intentional.
They pressed the wrong button.
What just happened? They must have been voting for a timeout and it was accidentally a surrender.
Oh no! What have they done?
Talk to the admins. This isn't our
They
job.
were in
This
the leads.
Question mark? Kremer, what do?
Do we? I need an adult.
One like on the stream equals 1 prey? Playing together, Berserk manages to find trio of headshots. Berserk is half. It's 2 versus 1. They're playing together. Berserk manages to
What?
Oh damn, Daniel. That's a draw. I think Boom are done playing Valorant for today after the tournaments they've played before, and they just felt like it was I didn't know that could happen in competitive Valorant.
Looking at the chat, I don't think...
But Blaze appear to have said the F word. I don't know if that was intentional.
They pressed the wrong button.
What just happened? They must have been voting for a timeout and it was accidentally a surrender.
Oh no! What have they done?
Talk to the admins. This isn't our
They
job.
were in the leads.
Question mark? Kremer, what do?
Do we? I need an adult.
One like on the stream equals 1 prey?
I think we might need to go to a break.
I agree. Later, guys.
We'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get to the highlights of yesterday's stream so you can take a look at the stuff we've missed. Diff, it's huge. Lenny, what are you doing? He's toying with them.
It's going to be 12. Alert's looking in the wrong direction.
Oh, no!
No! Is that Soulcast on my screen? What a fumble from Lena. Heizi's been identified. The spike has been collected by Jin.
Ooh.
And this time, they win out.
Oh my
That's
God!
a lovely flash. It's a bit of Yoru magic. And the magician is in.
That's sorcery. Really well played smoke as well, Heizi. Oh my God. What on earth was that from Jin? Around they had...
What a fumble from Lena. Finally, they will be put down by Blaze, but the damage has already been done. They send out the shock dart. That's going to do huge amounts of damage to the Doctor, but they actually get healed through it by Rizza. A clutch heal is something that I don't usually get to say in Valorant, but that is the case. Could it be the ace from Blaze? Could Vasova be the one to make things happen? Could they rescue this half? It's 2 versus 1. They're playing together. Berserk manages to find Rizza, and while the ace is denied, the half is rescued. Might be able to find one after planting is the question. If you can escape from this with 5 rifles, you will be super happy with Flipsider, 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 Flipsider. Are they looking towards the back? They're so close to They're going to touch each other. They're just next to each other. I hear them breathing.
Let's open up for warmth, Harry. Yeah, we're going to see the winter months. Round. I love this. That's the way to zone the Viper's ult. Beta, he's got to get the hell out of there. There's nothing much he can do. Perfect counterplay for the Killjoy. And with that, they hightail it. They've got to leave.
Can they escape in time? It's going to be very close, but they will
Ways
wait.
to
Oh, no,
take.
they are going to detain the Viper. She won't be able to return to the pit because she's going to be slowed down. A little bit of damage done, but no frag off the back of it. Going across the ropes right now. We'll see speed is the name of the game. Moving in close to Juicy. Can they grab even more? The Door didn't buy anything because and it seems like they are unperturbed by the caliber that's put before them.
Pinocchio's this implication. It's known instantly by Lenny, and I mean, sure, he loses the drone in the process, but all he has to do is wait.
Lenny's just camping, man.
Oh, game over, man.
And this was the buy round. Remember, if the C6 can't clutch this, they're going into match point with pistols.
This is the best.
There's the shot.
Oh my
there
God.
It's just a better Sova.
The Sova diff. It's huge. Lenny, what are you doing? He's toying with them.
It's going to be 12. Alert's looking in the wrong direction.
Oh, no!
No! Is that Soulcast on my screen? What a fumble from Lena. Heizi's been identified. The spike has been collected by Jin.
Ooh.
And this time, they win out.
Oh my
That's
God!
a lovely flash. It's a bit of Yoru magic. And the magician is in.
That's sorcery. Really well played smoke as well, Heizi. Oh my God. What on earth was that from Jin? Around they had no business in winning. And we quit. Rolling Thunder onto Mosul is going to make it very easy. As well as the divide, I suspect this is going to be very good order.
Oh
How
my
on
goodness.
earth did he get that?
What stun Kremer? Concussed again, and finally they will be put down by Blaze, but the damage has already been done. They send out the shock dart. That's going to do huge amounts of damage to the Doctor, but they actually get healed through it by Rizza. A clutch heal is something that I don't usually get to say in Valorant, but that is the case. Could it be the ace from Blaze? Could Vasova be the one to make things happen? Could they rescue this half? It's 2 versus 1. They're playing together. Berserk manages to find Rizza, and while the ace is denied, the half is rescued. Might be able to find one after planting is the question. If you can escape from this with 5 rifles, you will be super happy. But Flipsider, 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 Flipsider. Are they looking towards the back? They're so close to it. They're going to touch each other. They're just next to each other. I hear them breathing.
Let's talk about for warmth, Harry. Yeah, we're going to see the winter months. Round. I love this. That's the way to zone the Viper's ult. Beta, he's got to get the hell out of there. There's nothing much he can do. Perfect counterplay from the Killjoy. Let's take a timeout, guys. Let's take a moment to talk about our strats. Was the immortal words of Boom moments before disaster, but we fixed it. We're back. 9-10 the scoreline, and Eco with the saved op coming out from the side of Boom. Let's see what they can do as we enter a round and an attempt for DXG to equalise.
All right, we've got Tubertle over here hiding behind the wall, and Berserks has the operator, the only real weapon on the side of Blaze right now, and it's been an easy B plant once more for the DXG attackers with their fully loaded economy here. There's a lovely headshot from Berserk, though, and that could be the opening they're looking for. Tubertle can use this to try and maybe loot themselves a weapon, but they're cut off from it by a well-placed snake bite. Huge brain here on the side of BSI Cam. Berserks managed to convert themselves yet another one. For a wizard when it comes to the operator, Nizzy just cars through multiple people. Attacker 1's got everything they want when it comes to a nice little angle to try and stop this. Frostmine would have to be an absolute majestic beast to win this one out. And unfortunately for Blaze, they're just up against the wall.
Sure, Azaki wins that round. I'll tell you what, that may have been the longest tactical time that we've had in history. However, there's the equaliser. DXG, they're able to take the round. Now, my worry with that is because that was the full eco of Boom. The fact that came so close is really quite worrisome. And more importantly, Berserk, he gets some wonderful shots. That's emboldened him to go straight for that op again. And now look at the abilities that are coming on. Like, we're going to see Hunter's Fury up in just one moment from Attacker. Berserk will have his knives as well to accompany that big 50 cal boomstick in just a moment as well. With 3 ults on either side, this could end up being a very, very chaotic round if Berserk's on this defense can't keep a lock on it.
I don't know how I feel about the Viper's pit on A. The hits on B have just been so effective. I would have liked to have seen the entry here be a little bit more controlled by that Viper, but it does at least mean that Frostmind can defend A site alone, and there's a bigger stack when it comes to this. And one way from Tubertle, they could actually be revealed. Oh, but Jin has no idea that this close. Disengaging from a smoke. Yes, I can. Gets plenty done. 1 versus 2 now. Spike still in hand. That's a good little bit of aim right there. And BME, Boom, they're back for a bit.
That they are. 11-10 the scoreline, just holding on to their lead. It's fairly close, but they're just keeping on by the skin of their teeth. What matters now is whether or not Boom can... Bear in mind, their economy still isn't off the ground. They still bind down to 0 on, say, Blaze, for instance, who's left with 50. If they can string this round together, then they're in a perfect position to try and close out the map. But DXG, they're 1 away from the Empress on Jin. Everyone else has their roles. We're sort of entering that stage where we're about to see a dump from every single side.
Hello, hello, hello. I think Berserk's used their knives, but what can you tell me about this Hunter's Fury? Frostmind's been hit twice. An attempt at a counter Hunter's Fury here. An attacker is going to catch one, but they're taken out midway through the cast. Jin has just got so frisky right here. Nothing's going to stop this Rainer apart from maybe Tubertle playing from behind the boxes. They get to reveal themselves, but they fumbled the first. They get the second, but still they're going to die to Nizzy. Good trigger discipline from Tubertle, even if the after spray wasn't ideal.
For a moment, as mentioned before, stars, they're aligned. I saw that turning into a round for Tobotel to go for a hero play. Unfortunately, looking on the first man, the trigger discipline, great idea behind it, didn't quite convert. Now, I pressed tab, ignore the round count, as you can see from a lot of bomb plants. We were just getting the round over and done with, just so we could end up moving to a fresh start. More importantly, it meant that we could just remake the lobby from where we were. Really good sportsmanship from DXG and Boom, though, to remake it and kind of show that patience. I really think that's the thing. Shout out DXD for that.
Frostmine did a really good job there of forcing the cancel of the drone. There was a miscom there, but they looked towards the door that their friend opened. Boom maybe here, having a little bit of tilt. Jin catches bullets! No more Empress, no more Reina. Frostmine, though, still only has a Sheriff to work with. 4 bullets there, the Pop Flash moves on through. What can you do? The duelists are revealed. Blaze and Berserk? They combine for 2 with these pistols, but still, that's match point for DXG.
If DXG can convert this, I will be gobsmacked. Look at the money for Boom. It's just enough. In Swedish, there's a really good word called lagom, which essentially is a way to describe. Imagine 10 is too much, 0 is nothing. Everything is 5. Like, everything is just enough. Not too much, not too little. It's lagom. It's a great word. I wish there was like an English
Goldilocks number.
Yeah, I wish there was an equivalent in English for that, because that is essentially where Boom are right now.
All right. Do or die for Boom. Win this round, go to overtime for the 2nd time in this series. That's a big ping right there. Frostmind. They're already hit with the Lear as well. The second one's going to come up. Nizzy's gone so high here. Looking for some interesting plays. Oh my god, they just all barrel through the wall together. Frostmind is dead, and Flipside needs to rescue this. 2 players remain to keep Boom alive in this map on Breeze. What can Yes I Can do with the operator? In comes the Seeker. Tobotel is down. Flipside has got but a thimble of health remaining. 16 HP, but they get the first man. Can they find the second? The answer is no. Jin is just too strong. They'll combine with the tonic, and that will DXG claiming the map pick of Boom on Breeze.
Oh, they forced the equalizer. It was a hard snort bloody match, but it does not matter. DXG, they rise above and beyond, and they take it. For me, the absolute MVP was Attacker, not just in the start of this game where he was consistently winning Angels, but more importantly on the game beforehand. On that breach, his utility usage was just flawless. What a resurgence from DXG, and what a second wind they may have found themselves to finish this Group A.
If DXG can keep this up, they might be able to exit this group. I mean, Sharp are in the danger zone, right?
Yep.
Like, they're a very strong team, but it's draws across the board.
Yep.
And DXG, they might have themselves a little bit of vim and vigor here if they can cleanly win a series.
You're absolutely right. That, however, isn't all for today. That's just our first series. Up next, we have Todak versus Sharper. Sharper looking to cement themselves a qualification through to the playoffs. Todak fighting for survival. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm safe and sound.
like it.